Oh yeah, you're not straight.
What up? 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 What up?
Good morning, folks.
What's going on, peoples?
We are in here.
Yeah.
We are in here. We got some stuff to talk about. Y'all see the title. I mean, I don't know exactly what it entails, but I'm sure it has something to do with catching up.
I mean,
somebody catching up.
We didn't have the show last week.
Exactly. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess I should go and do the intro.
Sure.
Me. Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ. And I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed. And we are back, and we did not do a show last week, so we got stuff that we definitely want to talk about. But before we get into our topic, you see ketchup right there. It's not talking about the stuff you put on your hamburger.
But why would you?
But it says ketchup right there.
No, it doesn't say ketchup. It does not say ketchup.
I'm just saying it's ketchup.
No.
Okay. Listen. Before we get into any of that, I was talking to my daughter earlier today about doing a quick segment before we get into the show because some people need this, right? And this is a weekly de-affirmation. All right. So listen, if you ever feel stupid or weak or powerless, just remember that I am not. And I'm out there. Very dangerous. And I'm looking for you. Good luck. You're going to need it.
Mm.
And that is our weekly.
No, that's what that was.
De-affirmation.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
De-affirmation.
Got you. That's wild.
So what is on the docket today, my good man?
Absolutely nothing. Because I don't know. It's been normally there's a thing that happens, especially recently.
Yeah.
But this particular 2 weeks, it's been a bunch of shit happening. And now I never really locked in on anything specific.
It's a lot of shit.
Yeah, yo. Like
a lot of shit, bro.
I just had to go at another one of my favorites on Twitter. Like, because people be wilding for some reason. Like, I don't understand
know what the reason is. I swear,
I thought about this, but he'll never respond to me, so I'm not going to tweet it at him. If he
what up, GA?
What up? If he spent a fraction of the time that he spends engaging in the practice of and studying political science, on studying sociology, we probably wouldn't be here.
You talking about Mark Lamont Hill?
Yeah.
We
probably wouldn't be here.
It's sad because I like the brother, but you're right. I saw.
It's like he doesn't understand humans, and it's like, what is wrong with you?
Let me ask you this about that very thing. So, is it possible that some people get so educated on academic topics that it consumes their waking moment and every waking moment, and they fall short on the human part of the conversation because they're learning, absorbing dates.
Absolutely. No, I think that's a part of it. I think another part of it is this theory that I've been building on allyship. Because ain't nobody in the live as just that don't count. Okay. Ain't nobody in the live that's new here.
Right.
Y'all have heard me speak on social issues.
Right.
There is not a single social issue that does not concern me directly that I will push over something that concerns me directly.
Yes.
That's not how that's supposed to work.
Yes.
But people who get into this ally bag, which is again why I will never call myself an ally anymore, they fall into that trap. You're doing all this lip service about Gaza, which is an issue.
Big issue. But
you're putting it over the country getting rid of democracy, effectively. Like, what are you talking? If that second thing happens, Gaza's done for.
Yeah. It's over.
There's no choice.
It's over.
If the second thing doesn't happen, there's potential and there's hope.
Right.
If the second thing happens, it's done.
So what GA asked, we talked about, basically the whole thing is about him using his platform as an influencer to say he's doing one thing, but the reality of what he's doing is completely different.
Yeah.
Like, he might really believe.
I believe he believes it.
He really believes that this is what he's doing. So he says at present moment, he's responding to somebody. He says at present moment, I'm focused on stopping her, talking about Kamala, from making the choice that is both morally wrong and strategically unwise. Now is the time to speak up. I plan to vote for her, but I also plan to apply pressure to pull her to the left. Y'all got mad when I voted third party. Now folks are mad that I'm offering a critique at all. This makes voters feel like they're being told just be quiet and vote. Let me be perfectly clear with you. There is truth in that sentiment. I've seen literally people, because y'all know how I am with politicians.
Yeah.
Like, fuck them. They are public servants.
Well,
and that's it. However, there are larger things at foot, and sometimes there's a sequence of things that can take place because you're doing some goofy shit over here that you don't perceive to be goofy, but you're not reading the temperature of the room, obviously.
Facts,
that can affect the shit that will affect everything. So, case in point, for how many months now, maybe a couple of years, they have been saying that Trump is an existential threat to democracy. If you really believe that, and by the way, I've heard him say it.
Mm-hmm.
If you really believe that, then you obviously would have to understand that anything that detracts from said democracy that you feel is what we all operate in and have the best chance of making things change, if that goes away, your apparatus for change goes away, and also your attention that you can actually focus on other things outside of this goes away, because now you're in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you don't have time to think about anything that's happening outside of the shit that's on the ground in front of you. So that means you don't have time to worry about what's happening in Yemen. You don't have time to worry about what's happening in the Congo. You don't have time to worry about what's happening in Gaza, because your immediate on-the-ground situation is so fucked up, you got to concentrate on that. In other words, I can't save you from drowning if I'm drowning myself.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me give further context.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
what's up, Joe?
Before I start the context, I want to be clear. Before I start the context, this first part, I may be wrong. This might not be exactly what he said.
Right.
But I'm not going back to listen to the whole thing because I don't have time to do it right now.
Right.
In the video that this all is about.
Don't put the cart before the horse. Exactly, GA. Exactly.
No, facts. In the video that this is all about, that people are responding to of his, if I recall, he says something to the fact that if Kamala chooses this VP pick, sure, that might help her beat Trump. But now, let's go to the actual context.
But
let's go to the actual context. So somebody says first, the quote from Yvette Nicole Brown. He says, damn, are we really doing this mess again, Mark Lamont Hill? Come on, man. Please don't make this a retread of 2016 when the same demon is the only other option. You have the platform and the intellect to work with Kamala to get your agenda heard. Please don't do this again. So for those who don't understand what she's referencing, there are some people that blame him. I wouldn't go that far.
I think that's a reach.
That's really overblown.
That's a reach.
But to be fair, I'm sure that he played a bigger part than he likes to admit in us getting Trump the first time.
Yeah, if you create a permission structure,
right,
using your credibility, your academic credentials, right, for people who look to that as something of value.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to be honest, it's getting less and less.
I mean, sure,
but there's still people that do, and you have a big platform or big enough platform you can influence a lot of people. And it's not even maybe the people you directly influence. It's you put it out there, and then they take that, and then they move it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So he was on the thing about being relatively, at least, anti-Hillary, and he threw his support behind Jill Stein and all that shit, and admitted that he voted for Jill Stein, which, again, I'm not going to read my quote to him, but I will say this on the show for anyone that is confused about this. When you're talking about the president of the United States, voting third party is throwing away your vote. Don't give a fuck how you feel about it.
Also,
it is the facts on the ground.
Also, let's talk about this for a second. You know where you live.
Yep.
And I know it has become, I guess, in vogue to play the fool.
Yeah.
When it comes to you know what it is. You can say all you want. I've heard this argument. Well, if more people would do it, then it wouldn't be. But they won't. You know they won't. You know
it is factually accurate that if more people pick a particular selection, selection is more likely to win. Yes. Duh. No shit. That's how arithmetic works. However, they won't.
They won't. And you know they won't. And you know all of the mechanisms that are put in place that prevents people from doing that of their own volition. You know this is the reason why y'all get caught slipping too. Y'all get caught slipping because y'all underestimate the power of a narrative machine. You underestimate. So that's why y'all get caught slipping with shit, because you can't see it coming, because you don't recognize that there's a push of this certain thing amongst the people, and you underestimate how gullible your fellow citizen is. You really do.
Thanks.
You really underestimate them.
I don't want to hear none of y'all third-party voters, again, for a presidential election, fuss at people who don't vote.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. You're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to this context. Someone responds to her and said, the leadership of this country needs to work for all Americans. So if you are a progressive left person, you also have to be realistic in what needs to be done to win elections and get some progressive ideas through. We are a couple months away and we need to win it all. Mark responds and says, I agree. That's why I said that stopping Trump is the top priority. I just don't believe that Shapiro helps that goal. So someone else responds to him and says, okay, let's do this. What was the goal of your video yesterday? What were you hoping to achieve? Mark responds and says, I was asked to discuss Donald Trump's racist comments. My goal was to explain how disrespectful he was to the BJ audience and to detail all the ways that he was unfit to be president. That was my goal. She says, so how did we end up talking about Kamala's VP pick? I just feel there's ways to discuss all the ways in which 45 is unqualified without bringing her into the conversation.
Bait and switch.
Mark says, and I quote, she directly asked me, quote, what do you think of the rumors that Josh Shapiro may be the VP choice? End quote. How could I have responded to that without discussing her or Josh? by redirecting to why the fuck you're there.
Hold up. Let me show you how. Actually, let Trump show you how.
Nigga.
If you watch that interview, which I have kind of had a change of mind about, if you watch that interview, every time they tried to ask him a question, he would pivot to some shit and not answer what the fuck they said. How is this dullard able to do that and you're not? And the reason I've changed my mind on this shit is because there is something to be said about exposing when you keep something that's trash hidden, people then fill in the blanks with their own shit, and they say, "How bad could it be?" I know I don't like these motherfuckers because I don't like Kamala. I didn't like Biden.
Right.
I know I don't like. So if all I saw was them, it's real easy to pick out their flaws and their bullshit. It's real easy to do. But if you get to see them next to that and have him in a situation where he's asked hard questions and he does what he does, that disrespectful tone, that bullshit, the lies, all of that, he does that. When he does that, then people get to see, oh no, there is a clear contrast here.
Right.
There's a clear contrast. He looks unhinged. I don't like them.
No.
I don't like these people over here. However, they don't look unhinged. He looks unhinged. So if that means that the NABJ had to deal with that disrespect, I'm talking about the equipment, how the was laid, then talking about Kamala's race, and he gets to determine who's somebody's race, all this other shit that he was going. They'll have to eat that because it's better for the rest of us, especially those of you who have these attention spans that work like this, and seem to have forgotten what 2016 looked like.
Right.
With 20, the campaign of 2020 looked like. Seem to have forgotten what that was like, right? Now you get a replay of it and you get to see it again. So I did start off going, that was dumb. Why did you have this goofy motherfucker up there? But I've turned around on that because it's possible to do that. You know, it's possible for you to change your mind for good reason, right?
Yes. Well, all right. So I still haven't changed my mind, and here's why. Because I feel like the NABJ are applying the same logic that Mark is. Let me read this again. She directly asked me, "What do you think of the rumors that Josh Shapiro may be the VP choice? How could I have responded to that without discussing her or Josh? I think that what he is, the concept that he's invoking, just as the NABJ, the concept that they were trying to invoke was political fairness and integrity and all this stuff. Right. This is what I'm saying. That's why I haven't changed my mind. Right. That's why I haven't changed my mind.
I'm on the other side of that. I want a motherfucker expose himself. Because let's call it a spade, bro. The people that are going to vote for Trump are going to vote for him regardless. You're not
absolutely
any of them. But it's these motherfuckers that's on the fence, right? And by the way, these are the people that a guy like Mark Lamont Hill would influence.
Yes.
Say that they kept Trump in a fucking genie bottle and never put him out there to say anything or talk or speak or anything, right? You got some goofy motherfuckers out here who will 100% completely forget how awful that is, as ridiculous as that sounds, because it happens. I see it all the time. Motherfuckers are not swift with this shit, and they don't retain this information after a certain period of time. They don't. So then a Mark Lamont Hill comes out,
right,
and he points all the flaws of Kamala out, all the flaws of her vice presidential potential pick, all the flaws of the other side, and all we get to see for the next 90 days is their flaws, what they did wrong.
Specifically, we get to see a black man talking about why it's not good for them to be on the ticket together.
Yes, I agree with this too. Like, I don't believe that a VP pick is going to make that much of a difference unless it's so extreme that you know what I'm saying.
Well,
like,
all right, no, I think a VP pick is not going to do that much to stop people from voting for her. To stop people from voting for her without stuff like what Mark Lamar Hill is doing.
Yes. And
I think that if you preside over a swing state and you join a ticket, that can absolutely get more people to vote.
Yeah, but even with that, from what I've been learning about the stats on that, it's negligible. Like, even if you want to win a state and you got the guy comes from that state, from the stats, from election stats, it doesn't pull as much as people lean into that part really heavy, but it's not.
So I have a question. If you even went this far,
right?
Does it matter how wide a margin they had when they won?
Yes.
Okay.
The margin matters because, let's say, for instance, the motherfucker wins by 50,000 votes. That's a very small margin, right? So every little bit counts. Right. So if it means that choosing someone from that state gets you that extra 50,000, then you do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. You do it. You know what I'm saying? You do it. But like overall though, just when they go through the election cycles that we've had, they haven't seen where it really snowballed into, oh shit, that's the game changer. It could be, but it depends on how. One thing we do know, this election is going to be close. We do know this. So yes, her choosing somebody from a swing state might be helpful this time because this is going to be close. And again, Kamala has negatives. She does. She has negatives.
Of course, she breathes.
She breathes, right?
Right.
She has negatives. But the question is, will the Trump campaign be able to pull the negatives out that actually strike a chord? And so far, they have not. So far, they've landed on race baiting. She laughs funny.
Right. I don't even think that's how they operate.
Right. Like they haven't. So, but you know what's crazy? If people who would benefit, even in a small way, from Kamala winning and Trump losing, if they're the ones that do the opposition research, that's crazy. And that's what it seems like with Mark. I sympathize with his ideas, of course.
What I will say is,
but no.
One thing that I'm pleasantly surprised about, obviously part of it is because I'm petty, but part of it is because it's necessary and they've been avoiding this.
Yes.
As I see Democrats fighting back a little dirtier than they normally
would. They are. Although to be toxically fair, Republicans lie all the time and say they fight dirty all the time.
Oh, thanks. They
try to use the judicial system against. No, your man committed crimes.
Yeah, that's how
tell your man to stop committing crimes. Do that. That's like, look, I am extremely consistent on this shit. You know how when a motherfucker goes to jail and gets locked up,
free run
around, free such. No, what did he do? What did he do?
Okay.
What did he do?
Yeah, what did he do? Did he do that shit? What did he do and did he do that shit? Because if he got weird case, he shouldn't be around.
Yo, listen. These are just to me things that make sense. If he did what they said he did and it was egregious, I don't want him back in the community.
Right.
Get him the fuck out of here. Also, the free such and such, that was made for political prisoners, you numbnuts.
Originally,
that was made for people that was being persecuted by the governments of whatever country they live in and wrongfully imprisoned for their ideas and ideals.
Nelson Mandela.
Facts.
Like that. Yeah.
That wasn't for Pookie because Pookie went into a late night joint and start slicing women with razor blades and shit.
Right.
And because you smoke weed with him all the time and he was cool to you, you running around here free Pookie. No, get this nigga out of here. My aunt might want to go to one of them joint places. He running around here trying to, no, get him the fuck out of here.
Yo, so to GA's last comment and the one before it, I like to add one caveat. Let's not give humans that much credit. Let's not pretend that a lot of these motherfuckers ain't sheep who are waiting for people to tell them what to do.
Right.
So
that's true.
Now that doesn't completely like take away from your point because your point is still valid.
Yes.
But let's not forget about those people.
Also, what I have seen with most of these elections is that typically after the conventions, the base circles wagons, regardless of how they felt during the primaries or whatever. Most of the base falls in line. The people that then they're trying to influence are independents. The so-called elusive swing voter, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they try to get them because the base, where else you gonna go? Especially in a day and time where the extremes are so sharp, you know.
This might sound like semantics, but I would change that to the core base.
Core base, okay.
Because you see some Republican politicians even now speaking out about Trump still.
Yeah, they have, but my issue with them is take Bill Barr. Bill Barr did that exact shit. Bill Barr talked crazy about Trump. And when they asked him, who would you vote for? He still said Trump. Even though he talked crazy about Trump. He said everything that you would think would disqualify Trump from being somebody he would vote for. And then when they turned around and asked him, who would you vote for? No, I still think Trump is better for America than Biden. That told me something.
Right.
That told me something. That a lot of these guys, what they value is not what I value. And the main reason they don't value that is because regardless what happens, they think they'll be good. Like for people like us in our communities, and shit is dire. Shit is dire. What's up, Ken? Shit is super dire. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if things go left for women, they lose.
Right.
They lost abortion. They lost. Right. If shit go left for black people, they lose affirmative action, and police get immunity for fucking you up. In other words, when you get pulled over now, whatever natural nervousness black people get, double and triple that, because at least now there's this idea that maybe somehow they'll be held accountable if they do something bad to me. But once it's codified in law that they are immune from that shit, it's all bets off, B. When that motherfucker pull up, it's all bets off. If he's having one of them type days or feeling a certain type of way or mentally is not, he doesn't have the mental acuity to be in this role, and you just happen to meet him.
Yeah, no, thanks. Yo, and to that point, on the NABJ stage, Trump was asked if the officer that killed Sonia Macy would be granted immunity. Should he have been granted immunity given what happened? Trump's like, well, I don't know the particulars of that case.
He ran.
Bullshit! There's no way you don't know the particulars of that case.
I'm glad
you're willfully trying to not know the particulars of that case.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Because what I saw after that interview was a few of you niggas. Who obviously didn't see the same shit everybody else saw. Saying, I think he did a great job. You are the problem. And let me speak this to my community really quick, because while live, it's a few of us here in the live, but when this goes out, we have more people
Right.
that listen. Let me speak to my community for a second. You know how you know you're broken? Or there are members of you that are broken? Streaming now, by the way.
Yeah, you listen to the song. And each point that we bring up, that's a good way to tell.
When you hear a motherfucker say some shit that directly affects your self-preservation instinct, and you're so caught up in being a contrarian, or thinking you're just, for whatever reason, you just know more than everybody else in your community, you're broken.
Yeah.
You're broken. He literally could not answer that question and pretended that he didn't know the particulars. Yeah. Of course.
There is no way. All right,
that man watched the news. That man watches. When he was president, they said he only did like 2 or 3 hours of work on the day.
Right.
Then the rest of it was presidential time. We watched TV.
Let me still man him for a bit. Best case scenario, right? Absolute best case scenario. You are running to be the president of the United States, right? And there's a black person issue, and your opponent is black. You're telling me that you know nothing about the latest case of police brutality against a black woman?
And that
you know nothing about.
And the fact that you got up there and didn't know that.
Right.
Or pretended you didn't know that is evidence for why you shouldn't be president.
Ever.
Because you're supposed to be prepared. Do y'all remember a time when presidential candidates had to at least pretend to be prepared? And they would get up there, even if their numbers was wrong, right? They would talk with authority. And say, well, actually, what's been going on is 10% of the such and such of the president. Now, later they get fact checked. And they go, hold up, motherfucker, that you got that wrong. But
and by the time they have to speak again, they've been briefed on blah, 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 blah.
Right. Exactly. The fact that we are in a state where the know-nothings see another know-nothing, or someone pretending to be a know-nothing,
and they go, like, family.
Somebody said online the other day something that we said on this show all the time about how the idiots, just because you can get online now and find other idiots to agree with you, doesn't make you not an idiot.
No.
All right? It doesn't make you not an idiot.
The town hall is now the global world.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, global stage, I'll say.
Yeah. Everybody can get up there.
Nigga. That reminds me also.
Facts, Ken. Facts.
Oh, I mean, listen. If we were going to make that the topic, we could have been here all day.
Please.
Talking about all the gaffes that occurred.
Please.
Like the fact that he grabbed her water bottle and tightened it in an act of defiance. Like, how old are you? Anyway. But something you said brought up the idea. I've been seeing these videos so often these past couple of months where they talk about this is what presidential debates used to look like. And you hear clips of Mitt Romney and John McClane being decent human beings at face value when these
knowing how to act in public.
Right, when these nut jobs say stupid shit. Yeah. Somebody was like, Obama's a Nazi.
He's a Nazi Muslim.
Muslim antichrist or something like that. Right. He's like, no. He's like, Senator Obama is a great man.
He's a good man.
And I'm like, no.
I just disagree with his political position.
Right. I'm like, no.
That was the last y'all saw of that. That was the last y'all saw of that. And you may never see it again because a certain segment of the population now has been conditioned that this is the way you run a campaign. Not a campaign with adults, sitting there talking about no. You got to come up with insults.
Mm-hmm.
You got to talk your shit, and you got to act as if only in the smallest cases you're for everyone.
Right.
Even though you're getting in front of your crowd where there are cameras broadcasting to the nation talking about you only for your side.
Yeah.
Like that. This is what the way they believe politics should be conducted now. This is the conversations your folks had now. I'm gonna tell you like this. Anybody to hear us talking about what we're talking about, let me make it very clear to you. I don't give a fuck what you did. You want to vote for Trump? Go ahead, vote for Trump. Go ahead, do that. Because at the end of the day, whatever happens because of that, you're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah.
Some of us are fed up, and we're here to do our part. But that's all we're gonna do. Our part. We'll do our part because we don't see the future here that y'all see.
Right.
We see a different future. So y'all can do. If you want to tear this place down, go right ahead.
Be my guest.
Be my guest. But I'm gonna do my part. That's all I can do. And then when it's time and I'm able to do like my mom say, spell able, I'm out.
Facts.
And I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna look back because I am.
Of course.
I'm gonna watch this shit on TV.
Right.
And go, God damn. God damn.
Nigga.
Y'all do what the fuck you want to do. I don't look, at the end of the day, you're gonna do what you want to do anyway. Do the fuck you want to do. Don't let us sway you. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Fuck around and find out. But I don't want to hear, I personally do not want to hear the wailing and gnashing of teeth. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I mean, you're not alone. I'm right there with you.
Right.
I don't want no parts of none of it.
Bowflex says, can you imagine doing a show but spending so much time criticizing the staff on mic issues? Half your set is wasted. No, I couldn't.
Nigga.
I couldn't. Because one, as a former performer, right? If the shit's is fucked
What's
up.
in future?
Shut up. if the shit is fucked up, I'm only going to do but so much, and I'm getting the fuck up off the stage.
Right.
I'm not dealing with that. If it's that fucked up, well, my voice is about to go hoarse, and I got 5 other shows to do this week. I'm out.
Yeah.
And I'm putting you on blast because my name ain't gonna wear that.
Actually, it's funny you said that. It's funny you said that because rumor. I say rumor because I don't know if it's proven or not.
Right.
It might be a little more substantive than being a rumor, but
right.
Rumor is he left early.
Yes,
because
I heard that too.
They had a disagreement about the whole fact-checking thing.
Yes. Okay, red flag, folks. Red flag, folks. A motherfucker that is that scared to be fact-checked.
Yeah.
And I'm with Joe about that too. I no longer debate nihilist either because there's no point.
Yeah, no, there's
what is the point?
There's no point.
There's no point. I don't have a problem with nihilists.
Right,
sure.
Yeah.
But debating seems like a waste of time.
It's a complete waste of time.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Nah. Again, some of you are only good with doing certain things because you think it's not going to affect you personally.
Right.
You think that, you're going to be good no matter what. But yeah. I caution you that in fascist regimes, that's not really true. Even the wealthy, wealthy and traditionally protected classes get the boot, right? Yeah. They get the boot on their neck, right? So it might take a little longer for it to happen.
Yeah, you might have more HP than the rest of us.
Right.
But this enemy is still a god buster.
Right. No, I didn't, Joe. I didn't see any of that. But like I said, bro, you can be a nihilist. You go ahead. But I don't want to hear the whining afterwards. When everything is collapsing around you, and it's in flames and it's all fucked up. I don't want to see you, who said this is what you prefer, whining.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I want to see it. Like, you said this was preferable. You said that the destruction of everything is preferable to this little bit hanging on here while people can possibly have a chance to get themselves together to rebuild some shit. You said that ain't good. Fuck it. Destroy it all. Right. What up, Cosmic?
What up?
That's what you said. So now that we're here, I know some of you read comic books, some of you don't. So if you ever read the book right before the second Secret Wars, I think maybe the third Secret Wars, the one where there was God Emperor Doom, right? Mm-hmm. He's wearing that all white. He had formed all of the different realities and put them together in one planet called Battle World. Mm-hmm. But before that happened, right, all realities in the Marvel multiverse were dying. They were going the fuck away. It was over, and they tried to stop it, but they couldn't. You know what was left? This one little arc that was created by the Fantastic Four that had Miles Morales, Spider-Man in it, had a couple other heroes and shit in it. That's what was left. What some of these people are telling you is that they don't even want the arc. They don't even want the arc. Like, fuck it. All right. So when we get there,
I thought you were going to bring up the time when Miles gave Owen Reese a burger.
That's the same story.
Okay.
Same story. Once we are there, you should be smiling. You should be doing cartwheels. Don't tell me about how your Medicare is fucked up. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me how you lost your health insurance. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me how old we used to do this and now we can't. I don't want to hear it. Not from you.
Right.
Because you said that's preferable to the little bit that we had to work with, the little bit of clay that we had to build, something called potentiality, folks. Yeah. Potentiality, right? We had potentiality. We had the materials that create a state of potentiality where it could go left, but it can also go right, right? You said you didn't want none of that. You didn't even want the potentiality. Fuck it. Let it all right, cool. When that happens, I will hear everyone else complain. Makes sense because they didn't want this. Mm-hmm. You said you wanted this. You said you was good with it. So when it's that, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it.
But that even baffles me more about the ones that do that are broke. Because, madam, you ain't got no money now.
You got.
What did you expect? Like, what did you think was going to happen? You know you got kids, right? Yeah. And grandchildren.
Yeah. I think too, some people overestimate their ability to solve the world's problems. I had to learn that shit myself the hard way, right? Some of the things you motherfuckers think you're doing from your seat, watching all of this unfold online, it ain't having the effect you think it's gonna have. You're overestimating that, and you think that by flogging yourself, throwing yourself on a fire pyre, that's going to change that situation. It's not. It's going to make it worse. Mm-hmm. It's going to make it worse because not only will the people who don't give a fuck, even less than the people you mad at that don't give a fuck, are going to be in charge, but now you're in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you can't focus attention on anything else that goes outside of what's happening to you.
Or you're not around to help.
You're not around to help. And that's, I think, part of the reason that conversation gets so skewed between the two opposing sides is because it's not explained like that. Basically, the way they say it is, they say, oh, but then we won't have this. And then they go, I'm willing to sacrifice that to help these people. But you sacrificing that won't help those people.
Nope.
I want to help them too. Doing that is not going to help them.
It's the opposite.
That's what happens, right? See, that's right here. right what Ken said. Things will get better once the tax breaks trickle down. Trust me, everything will be fine, folks. You just gotta wait for all that winning.
Yeah.
And then you'll never have to vote again.
Right.
You'll never have to vote again.
Somebody said, I saw.
What up, free thinker?
What up? Somebody actually came out their mouth to say, I know all the Democrats and Democrat adjacent people are going to hate me for this, but let's think about this logically. I don't think he was saying that he was going to stop elections from happening. I think he was saying that he can't run again, so you don't have to worry about voting.
Y'all keep doing that shit.
Follow the logic here. What? It's what is the logic there? Like,
yo, what are you?
You're trying to make a habitual line stepper fit within the lines.
Yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Like, what are we doing? What do you mean,
bro?
Why do you think anything else but what he has been showing you?
Y'all keep doing that. And
the leopards are currently eating your face, and you think that it's a good idea to still talk. Like, what is going on?
Y'all keep doing that, but let me remind you, those Supreme Court justices that wind up given the right, a majority on the Supreme Court, every time they were asked, they said they wouldn't get rid of Roe versus Wade.
Right.
Every time they were asked in those hearings, those nomination hearings, they all know that's established law. We wouldn't do that.
Ken says, why is it that the dumbest of people always know what he meant instead of what he said? Facts. All facts.
Listen, y'all are going to do that, and it's going to be the death of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I love with the one spinning the block back to the Mark Lamont Hill thing. I love what the one woman said about, excuse us, but some of us, we women, over here trying to claw our rights back.
Right.
While you do that shit. Now,
like, what are you talking about, sir?
Now, is there an argument to be made that the Democrats should be held liable for malpractice? Yes.
No, I don't think there's an argument to be made. I think that's what needs to happen. Fuck the argument.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because 50 years of the plots, people saw this coming. They saw them padding federal judges, coming presidents, and getting to the point where they could get Ruth Bader Ginsburg saying, I'm staying until I croak.
Yeah.
Hey,
dumbass.
Ma'am.
Right, you kind of fucked that up for us.
You need to sit your ass down, and don't think that argument wasn't made at the time. It was. There were people saying she need to sit her ass down, and so they can appoint somebody else up in there. Nope. And then y'all play games during the election cycle. Y'all did all this goofy shit. Trump got in office. Yeah. It just so happens he got to appoint all those judges.
Yeah.
And the same judges that got in them nomination hearings saying, oh, Roe versus Wade is established law, were the same judges saying, get that shit the fuck up out of here.
Thanks.
We're in here now.
Right.
We're in here now.
Yeah. Very simple.
Y'all keep doing that, man. Y'all keep doing that. Stop making me jealous of people that don't live here.
Nigga. All right. On that note. Because, nigga, we can review. So, I got a lot. So,
Let me start.
Sure. Yeah.
I got this stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Kev's got to teach something.
One, as you know, last week we didn't have a show.
Mm-hmm.
That week was my wife's birthday week. That's right. I said it. Birthday week. Now, some of you are egregious and go, it's my month. All right. Do what you do. But for my wife, it's a birthday week. My father-in-law came to town, Ed. I love Ed.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you hear these stories, and I'm sure they're true, but you hear these stories about people having issues with their in-laws.
Yeah.
Hey, stand by in-law. Oh, here goes my in-laws. I ain't be having that.
Right.
Do I count myself as lucky? Sure.
Yeah.
But I also think that happens a lot less than we think it does. I don't
know. I'm gonna have to fight you on that one.
You have a problem with your in-laws?
Not me, but I see a bunch of it. Like,
I mean, I'm sure it happens.
A whole bunch of it.
I'm sure it happens. I just don't think it happens to the frequency as comedians at the cartoonish level.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right. I don't
think to the cartoonish level, but shit, sometimes Chrissy can get in here and tell you stories about, about when she was married.
So that's the thing. I don't have them issues.
Right.
One thing my father-in-law loves to do is to talk politics. Loves to talk politics. And he sees shit happening all the time. And he's an old man now, so he's screaming at the cloud. But now he doesn't have to scream at the cloud as much. Because he'll call me.
Right. Thanks.
Did you see this? I saw it, eh? I saw it. And what it lets me know is that even though we're not blood related, father-in-law,
yeah,
that's kind of how I'm probably gonna be if I stay here. By the time I'm in my 70s, like he is, I'm probably gonna be that way, down at the cloud. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Because I yell at the cloud now. In fact, the only time I don't yell at the cloud is because I got my man over here.
Right.
I message my man over here. Like, yo, did you see this dumbass shit? Like, I saw it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right? That sort of shit. Oh, hey, Greg, you see this stupid ass?
Right.
Yeah, we saw it, old man Landon. We saw it. Oh, I hit Cindy up. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Or Marissa. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? I don't ever want to not have that human connection to be able to do that too, because the old man yelling at the cloud stuff is sad.
Yeah, it is. It's a little sad, man.
You said
it is.
You know what I mean? So he comes over, and we have a relatively great time. We go to these restaurants. We went to this one restaurant. It was delicious. Remember when you and I went to the sand lot? We had to go into Baltimore for that meeting with the client. For those of you who are new to this, me and this man used to heavily do photography and video.
Right.
We had clients and shit, right? We would meet with clients and shit. This goofy ass client. Anyway, we stopped at the sand lot. And those wings. Those wings. Let's take a minute.
They were delightful.
See, this motherfucker with this shit.
What? They were? Were they not?
I still have video of him saying that, by the way.
That's the truth.
They were. Damn it! Now I can't think of another action. You know what I'm saying? I have found now wings that match. Don't exceed, match.
Right.
He goes to this restaurant, and it's kind of an outdoor-indoor type thing, right?
Maybe that's the secret.
That could be. And man, we sat there. The waitress comes over. She takes out orders. We sit there. We see her walk by. Where's our shit? Shit smells good.
Right.
Where's our shit?
They had to kill the chickens.
Apparently, right? And this is a young sister, right? Young sister. She thought Malik was younger than her, my son. She carded him.
That's funny.
she saw the card. Oh, he older than me. Yeah. Stop playing. Stop playing over here. Grown people over here. What are you talking about? Get that man his liquor. Get that man this goddamn liquor. So when it came time, she finally did bring out appetizers. But I wanted a raspberry lemonade. Everybody got their shit. I got a cup of water. My goddamn wings came out. Woo, those wings. We gonna get back to that.
How do wings come out before you?
They eventually. Yes. Say it again.
That's
Say it again.
Crazy.
How did my wings come out
before you drink?
My drink, bro. She finally comes out. She walks.
Maybe they had to kill the raspberries.
I hear that dumbass shit. Listen. She swings around 3 times, sees me, go, your raspberry lemonade. Yeah, I would like to have it.
Yikes.
Finally, on the 4th go round, she brought my lemonade over there. So we sitting around.
Was it everything you had imagined?
It was all right. So,
God damn it.
Yeah, exactly. So, right now, my experience was half and half because on one hand, I'm there with my sister-in-law, I'm there with my father-in-law, I'm there with my wife, I'm there with my son. We there, we hanging out. Right? And that's fun. But also me not getting my shit is not fun.
Sure.
It's not fun. So Siobhan was there too. She's always quiet. So it's in the middle. I bite into that wing. Garlic Parmesan.
And you heard colors for the first time.
I heard colors. I smelled sounds. A choir started playing. Nobody else can hear it but me until my wife bit into her wings. And
then y'all were at a concert.
We were at a concert. Delicious is an understatement.
Delightful is the word.
I refuse. God damn it. I refuse. Just awesome. So we ate our food. And again, it's not that the waitress was so bad. She wasn't.
Right.
Of course, I'm exaggerating certain things because I'm hungry
Sure.
and I want this shit.
Right.
So eventually, she was very personable and all of that. There you go, Joe. Delectable.
Nah, I like delectable.
These wings were delectable. So of course we gave her a tip, but not only did we give her a tip. So this whole time I'm peeping some shit. Every time she come back, maybe the reason she wasn't on her shit as much as she should have been because she was distracted.
She was starstruck because 9 Millie was in the building.
Well, that's the thing. She didn't know who he was. She just knew that he was.
No, the aura. It was all that. I was necessary.
It was the aura, bro.
9 Millie enters a room, everything shuts down.
She was on my man. She was on him. So his grandfather, Ed, was like, boy, if you don't get over there and say something to that.
That's funny.
Boy, if you get over there and say something. We was about to leave. As we was walking out, Malik went back there and did his thing. All right. So what it reminded me of was when we was in Panama. They went to have breakfast. And I'm sitting here. My wife is on this side. My daughter's right here. And Malik's on the far side. And on the other side of him.
Far side.
Buddy. And on the other side of him, 3 sisters. And he over there macking. So hard, in fact, that when we were done and were leaving and the Uber was there, we literally left out the restaurant, walked down to where the Uber was, about to get in the Uber. Excuse me, $3 to $6 anywhere in the city.
Yeah.
Never mind. He was like, "Where's Malik?" This monkey ass was still in the restaurant.
Leave me. I'll be fine. I'll find my way back.
Well, no, that's not what happened. He eventually got his ass out there, got in the Uber and rode out. But that's what this event reminded me of. So I did still have a little bit of the wings left, just maybe 3. I took them. Ordinarily, I would throw shit. No, I'm taking these motherfuckers. Took them home. Later on, devoured them. Later that week, my wife hits me up. Still think about them damn wings. I was like, me too. Like, look, on my way home, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yo, I bet you're hungry. That's you did. Over there, co-signing like a motherfucker.
Listen. Go get them damn wings. Bring them goddamn things home. Out for some wings. So like I said, we had a good time. I wasn't as creative as much as I could have been that week because where my father-in-law was staying was right in my creative space. So I didn't have the amount of silence necessary or the lack of distraction in order to really just narrow in on the stuff that I wanted to do. But good time. I hadn't seen my sister-in-law in more than 10 years. It's been at least more than 10 years, right? I forgot how fucking silly she was, right? She had me rolling the whole goddamn time and shit. She goes back to New Jersey though after the dinner. She goes back. My father-in-law stays. So then we go to the movies. Now he hadn't planned on going, right? He had a therapy call that he had to do. Instead, he said, "Nah, fucking, I'm just gonna go." So he goes. We get into the movie theater. First of all, I completely misunderstood the time the movie is supposed to take place.
Yikes.
But that's only because I wasn't given all the information. The movie actually started at 4. We was there much than that shit. Where when we went to the movie theater we were supposed to go in, the last movie credits was going up.
Yo.
Yeah. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. So we had to wait like maybe 40 minutes or some shit for the movie. What movie did we go see? You have to ask. You shouldn't have to ask what movie we went to see. Deadpool.
Hold up.
Deadpool and Wolverine. I ain't Wolverine, goddammit.
No, it's still Deadpool.
We went to see that. Now, I know some of you probably haven't seen it yet, and I don't want to give any spoilers, but I have got to say,
nigga,
this movie, this movie right here, and to that very point, a lot of you ran around here. That's right. A lot of you ran around here for the last couple of years.
Oh my God. All right.
And what were we saying on this show? What was our words to you? Bowflex, it depends on how old your family is.
Right.
Depends on how old your family is. My words to you was that, what are you saying? They still have the whole X-Men shit to read. What are you saying right now? You ungrateful louts. I don't want to hear you. Now being, I'm so excited for the next.
Shut up, plebes.
Shut up. They gave you over a decade of greatness, that feeling. And because you didn't like a couple, all of a sudden that was it. Screw you guys. The core fan base is so many at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Don't go see him anymore.
Yeah.
We don't care. They're still going to make their money, and we're still going to get more.
Yeah.
Because we are here for this. We're here for this.
Facts.
This wasn't no Johnny Come Lately. No. We knew this was going to be what it was.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to be what it was.
There was no way it couldn't be.
If you're fatigued, go sit your fatigued ass down.
Yeah, go chill off somewhere.
Take a nap.
Cool. Yeah.
Take a nap.
Come back later.
Not something else. Right. The part that was extremely, I don't know what was more entertaining. The movie itself and the shenanigans happening on that screen. And there were shenanigans.
Nigga.
Shenanigans. I don't know if that was the most entertaining part or watching my father-in-law's reaction.
Bruh, that's funny. That is hilarious, actually.
Right? Because so Yetta's stepdad, who passed before I met her, he was the comic book head. And when I say, I really don't want you to misunderstand. Billy liked comic books.
Mm.
He had enough comic books where he could have stocked an entire store. We still have a lot of his comic books now. That's what Jay said. He came up, he started the little long boxes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Part of one of the reasons why I think me and my wife are as compatible as we are is because I got a bunch of her father, elements of her father in my personality with that shit.
Right.
Particularly with the comic book things.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Ed wasn't, though.
Right.
He wasn't. So he knew who Wolverine was, but he didn't know who Deadpool was.
Yikes.
Yeah,
yo!
Right.
That's a crazy introduction.
Right.
That's wild.
Right. Like, he didn't know who Deadpool was. Yo, some of the running commentary from my father-in-law should have been recorded and placed right next to the scenes that he was talking about. We had 1 million views on the video.
Nigga.
But he loved that shit, which is a testament, by the way, of the success that Ryan Reynolds had with this film because, of course, it stands to reason that me, SBJ, my son, we gonna love it.
Yeah.
Because we know all the particulars. We catch most of the Easter eggs. Like, we got it. He ain't catch none of that.
Right.
Just off of the humor that he could observe, that was enough. So you should absolutely 100% go and see Deadpool Wolverine. And please do it so that we can talk about it. We can really talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Please do it. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Then of
the
course,
original title was Deadpool and Friend,
which is so ass. Yo, so very ass.
It's crazy because he was like the original title was Deadpool and Friend, and that was, I guess, an attempt to not spoil that he was back into the world. So before the first trailer came out, like the night before the first trailer came out, like as in all the ads were going out within hours. He called him and Sean Levy called Disney and was like, "No, we have to change the name. We have to change." I can't remember why he had this epiphany, but he was like, "Oh, I think the name might have leaked or something like that." And it was like, and the internet hated it. So he was like, "We absolutely have to change the name. We absolutely." And they were adamant, like, "We've already spent this much money on the advertisement and blah blah."
Oh my goodness!
And it was like, "Oh. No, we need this to happen. It needs to change. You will regret it if you don't change it." Exactly. And at the last minute, they changed it. They changed it. Yeah, both Bowflex. I saw the spicy.
I have not. It's in my queue. It's on my video queue. It's coming. oh yes.
Yeah.
It was. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I loved the future that it, the potentiality in a lot of the shit. something else I heard from Hugh Jackman too is that they knew they was going to do this movie when he had wrapped up Logan.
Yeah.
He said he saw that Ryan was doing Deadpool, and he called them. He was like, "Yo, we're gonna have to do." So this was something they've been talking about for a while.
He tells that story in more detail in the Hot Ones interview, I think.
Oh, bet
because I think Sean asked him, what made you come back and do this? What led you to the idea that this would be a thing? And he was basically like, I saw what Ryan was doing. I watched the movie. I absolutely loved it. And I decided at that time that they need to have a movie together. The only problem was it was 3 weeks after I finished Logan.
And he had already said,
and I already announced my retirement.
That was it. That was it for me. Yo, what's crazy is, and not to spoil it, but I'm gonna tell you those who haven't seen it is this.
Peace out, Joe.
All right, Joe. What I'm gonna tell you is this. This was the most comic book accurate of Wolverine fighting you have ever seen.
Yes.
You have ever seen.
Like, just short of being in a berserker rage.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, listen. I gave up thinking we would ever see that.
Yeah.
Because what Bryan Singer introduced was a very unskilled, measured savagery.
But we got some of that back with the first Logan movie.
Yes. The first Logan movie, we 100% got. Yeah. We got, absolutely. But for me, not seeing Wolverine fight the way we have seen him in the comic books fight before, and to be able to see that in the movie is tantamount to not seeing Spider-Man swing the way we want to see him swing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's so integral to the character, the getting low with the tin and it's so
it was so animalistic.
Yes,
in a way that it had not been in the past.
In the past,
yeah.
It just like they did the damn thing with that. They did the damn thing with that, and we're gonna see more of
it. Yeah, all those references. Listen. It has long been clear. It's long been evident that Ryan is in love with that character.
Yes, he is.
It's clear.
Ryan is
clear. Yeah, facts.
Ryan just needs a healing factor.
Facts.
Ryan is that guy.
So, if you the moment that I heard that they were actually doing this, I was like, "Oh, okay, this is going to be great." I had no worries at all, none whatsoever. The only slight worry I had was, would Disney really give them the leeway
to do what needed to be done to make this feel like an authentic Deadpool?
So anybody that is worried about that, Disney,
don't worry about it no more. Don't worry about it no more. Leeway. Don't worry about it no more.
Yeah, no, it's not an issue.
In every way possible, he was Deadpool.
Right.
In every way possible, Logan was Logan.
Absolutely.
In every way possible.
And they even did a new spin on what a Logan can be. Yes. And there's a reason why he has that suit on. And,
right. You
they did a good job.
Go see the movie. So Cosmic X with Deadpool, Killer G fit better as a trilogy of movies or series seasons. No, these are movies.
I think the movies worked the way it was supposed to work.
Yeah, these are movies.
I feel like there are certain things. I feel like we get trapped, and I'm not exempt from this as fans of something being good. Therefore, we feel like we should have more of it.
Yeah,
and sometimes that's true, but we have to keep in mind that the creatives behind these things are still just human,
and venue matters.
That
venue matters. There are times, and I've seen this with Netflix series, superheroes specifically.
Yeah.
In some cases, because it's 20 episodes.
Yeah, and there ends up being filler and
a bunch of filler before you get to the good shit, right? And
like even people were saying that fuck, what's the title of the fucking show? Scarlet Witch's show.
Fuck.
What's the title of that show? WandaVision. Even WandaVision, as good as it, people are saying that is the best MCU show, it still had filler in it.
Yes.
So like it's really hard to avoid filler.
Yeah.
Particularly with stories that have been told already but are getting a new twist on them.
Right.
Because
Loki too. Loki had filler in it.
Right.
You know, even though it was a great series.
Absolutely.
Still had
like the idea of him getting to the point of being the god of stories.
Yeah.
And if you tell somebody this when that season first starts, there are parts in that show where it's like,
what up, Discord?
Feel like this could have been shorter. Because it absolutely could have been. And also, on top of that, thinking about what the Deadpool franchise has meant to comic book movies in general.
Yes, in general, yes.
Because you've had your Blades, you've had Kick-Ass, you've had a couple R-rated comic book movies, you've had your Sin Cities, you've had a couple comic book movies that were R-rated.
Right.
But none of them really did much for that corner of the comic book. Like, don't get me wrong, Blade did a lot for comic book movies in general, but not for R-rated comic book movies.
Right.
Same with Kick-Ass, same with Sin City, same with
Watchmen.
Same with Watchmen. Same with Kingsman. Right. None of them did what Deadpool did for R-rated comic book movies and for R-rated comedies on its own. Two different genres. So it couldn't have been. It had to have been a movie.
Yeah, it had. And like I said, we enjoyed that immensely. Then we came home. My father-in-law, he bounces actually earlier than I thought he was. Sunday morning, and because of my fucked up sleep schedule, he even said to me, he said, "Do you ever sleep?" I said, listen, it's a problem. It's a problem. But when I finally did lay my eyes, I didn't get a chance to see him off and shit.
Right.
But that was that week. The next week after that, I got to be creative. I got to do the things I need to do. So there are some things coming.
Nigga.
Again. Because this year is a year of productivity. What we doing? So it's again I say it is too easy. So it's silly not to do it.
There is another idea.
Yeah, there is. So that following week was mostly uneventful, except for the creativity.
Right.
One of my teachers passed away. She wasn't technically my teacher. I never had her, but I knew her from just being up at the school. Miss Pills passed away, and she was one of my math teacher up at Emerson when I was up there. I saw a lot of my classmates and friends from that time period posting about it, so I just wanted to give condolences to her family. Because Miss Pill was joy, absolute joy. Everybody loved Miss Pills, right? She was like everybody's aunt up there, right? She was like everybody's aunt, and we didn't look. I come from the era where fuck them teachers, right? Fuck them teachers, right? Nah, you couldn't say that about Miss Pill. It was a couple of them up there you couldn't say that about. You couldn't say that about Miss Pill. You couldn't say that about Mr. Matthews. You couldn't say that about Miss Mana. You could look. Hey, you couldn't say that about Mr. Kish, Mr. Psykowski. You know, it was a few of them up there. It was all right, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
She was one of them. She was definitely one of them. She cared about the kids, cared about their education, and looked out for as many kids as she possibly could her entire career. And it's crazy because when you get my age, you do just start to assume that most of your teachers are already gone. But nah, she was still around, and now she wasn't. So shut up, Discord. So yeah, once again, condolences to Miss Pill's family and all of that. Yes. And that that was my week.
All right, Bowflex. Depending on what you mean, that's not an opinion. That's facts.
Yes.
He says, unpopular opinion, Disney uses filler in their animations from other movies.
They do.
Depending on what you mean, that is not an opinion.
Yeah, that's literally what they do.
Yeah,
literally
1,000%.
Yeah, hell yeah. Keep going. I can hear you.
All right. Like if you look at a bunch of those older animated movies, they 100% lift frame for frame. It was a cost-cutting measure. If they already have a scene animated, it costs a lot less to just recolor it and change a thing or two than to completely animate a new scene. So like there are things, I think one example is like Jungle Book and Robin Hood, if I'm not mistaken. I think there was a bunch of shit with the whole Steamboat Willie and all that. Like there are a bunch of examples, and even some of their quote more modern, like the late 90s, early 2000s stuff. There was a lot of that in those too. So yeah, no, that's 100% a fact. Absolutely, Cosmic. Absolutely. So where do I want to start? Oh, so the Walgreens. I'm pretty sure I had said to y'all that the Walgreens by my job. I know I told y'all they took out one of the registers, and that's crazy given that one of the issues they were having is that they were always around lunchtime. The line was ridiculous, and now they've taken out one of the registers. Well, now the new thing that I'm hearing is the reason all this shit is happening is because, oh, by the way, that cooler is still broken. What I'm hearing now is that one of the reasons all this shit is happening is because they're shutting down. Slowly but surely.
Oh.
Which is why all this shit is happening, because no one don't care anymore because they're closing. So
that explains much.
That explains so much. So last time we was on here, I told y'all that we had picked out a cat. And that
he looks annoying.
And we were going to get the cat the next day. That happened. So we got the cat. He's adorable. He's a kitten.
He looks annoying.
I mean, he's a kitten. so yes, of course he's annoying. He's a baby. We were supposed to take the girls with us.
I know that mischievous look too. I know. I'm looking at shit.
You are that mischievous look. Okay.
Shut up.
My bad. We supposed to take the girls with us, but they had to do something when we were supposed to go pick them up. So that didn't happen. Actually, to this point, they still haven't seen him in person yet, but that will change next week. The process was super easy, super quick. We walked in, they verified who we were, we paid, we signed, they gave us some info, and we were out of there within like 10 minutes.
Interesting.
Like, quick. Matter of fact, even, because I told you we did the application, and they had to review it and all that other shit, it didn't even take the full 24 hours they said it was going to take. Like, I think they called us.
It's like, get this motherfucker out of here. Basically.
I could be wrong on this. I think they called us the same day, either same day or super early the next day. So
you're like, oh, they halfway decent? Get this motherfucker out
right,
of here.
Right. So since he was so young and so tiny, because at the time he was only 11 weeks, and he was like 2 pounds or some shit like that. So when we left, the carrier we had, I sat the shit on my lap because I ain't want the shit rolling around in the back seat.
Right.
Or nothing like that. He was chilling. He was looking at me, looking around. He sat still. He wasn't roaming around. No, he was just sitting there, chilling, looking. What's going on? Oh, it looks like we're moving. Until we got like 2 minutes away from the house.
Need to start whining.
We go to turn into the complex. He started walking around. He crying. He like, what the fuck is going on? What are y'all doing? I'm like, bro, we are literally 2 minutes away. Actually, maybe less, depending on what. But we right there. So we get him in the house. So again, because he was so small and so young, they suggested that we keep him in a smaller place for a while until he gets bigger, stronger, more confident, and all that other shit. Because they had this thing where when they get cats to people, soon people end up calling them and they have to come out and help the people find the cat.
Jeez.
Because they're so fucking small and they're scared and they end up getting to a place and either they can't get out, right, or they think they can't get out,
right,
when actually they could have the whole time because they're a cat, but they don't really know how to cat yet.
They don't know how to cat yet.
They don't know how to cat yet.
What we do, we have a cage. The motherfucker stay in the cage at night.
Well, all right, so I'll get into that. So they were basically saying we already had the room set up for my mother's cat. So we just did that. All right, boom. This is gonna be your room for a little bit. So
you're always busting that ass.
Listen. So before we left to go get him, I sprayed the things in the room that I wanted him to gravitate towards with the little catnip spray.
Right.
When we got him there, I took him out.
Wait a minute. Did the catnip spray affect? Because usually when they little like that, catnip, they don't give a fuck about it.
So here's the thing. My findings are inconclusive.
Oh, gotcha.
Because when I got him, when I took him out the carrier, he wanted to be held for a while because they were always holding him. Like, always holding him.
And he's a baby.
Exactly. So once he was a little fine with not being held at the moment, I literally put him on the first thing I wanted him to interact with.
Okay.
He interacted with me for a little while. Picked him up, put him on the next thing that I wanted him to interact. That it was like 5 things in the row.
So reinforce that. Hey, this is
what you this is yours. Yeah. So and it worked. He when I put him on something, he started fucking with it.
Right.
Immediately. So I'm like, all right, cool. In my head at the time, I'm like, oh, the catnip spray, right? But later on, there were a couple things like that we didn't have yet that like we got delivered to the house. And when I would bring it in and didn't have time to spray it with the catnip spray and give it to him, and he would immediately. Right. So I don't know if it really had an effect or not.
Cosmo said, findings inconclusive, more science. Look, typically, as I know the cats we had, when they was little, I don't know about no goddamn catnip. The moment they get grown, these niggas want to get high.
That's funny.
They want to get high.
That is absolutely hilarious.
Listen, if catnip isn't making cats high, it's doing
it has to.
Approximation.
Yeah, without question. Nigga, I've never had a cat this young. So all of my cats have been older. Well, not older cats, but they were all more than what was he at the time?
11 weeks.
2 months. Yeah, like they were older than that. So we played with them for a little while until it seemed relatively comfortable, and then we left him to his own devices for a while. Right. When we came back in the room, nigga, we left him for like maybe an hour that first time. We came back in the room. He acted like we were gone for 5 minutes.
Where did you go? You can. So what you're telling me? Hold on. What you're telling me is even you and Chrissy have not found this alleged. I don't give a fuck about.
No, hold up. I have owned, I want to say 6 or 7 cats. I've had one that was like that.
That didn't care.
Yeah, I've had one that was like that.
Listen.
The rest of them, Now the rest of them had varying levels.
That's the number that we had.
Yeah.
We had one cat. I don't really fuck with humans like that. Every so often, but I don't really fuck with humans. That was Jamani. The rest of these little motherfuckers around here, they all in your business. You bring something in the house, all of a sudden,
nigga,
here comes CSI, cat scratch investigation.
Without question.
As soon as it comes in, you hear that doom, 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 and they all on it. And it's like, I want y'all to find me where it's in a certain species, a store you can get.
It could be a certain species, but like I said, most of mine wasn't like that. Yeah, he acted like we left him for 5 days. He would not let us hear the end of it, nigga. So, but again, he's a baby.
He's a baby.
And he's used to people or cats being around him at all times.
Right.
Because he was born at the shelter.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah. His mother, if I remember correctly, his mother was a rescue and she was already pregnant when they got her. So he was born at the shelter. Like I said, it's understandable because he was a baby. So we stayed in there for a while. He finally dozed off. We left again. We stayed away for longer this time. When we came back, he wasn't quite as much as the first time because he was probably asleep most of that time.
Right.
But it was still clear. It was still clear. Like,
do you realize these cats do that now? These grown ass cats in here do this shit now.
That's
hilarious. Close the fucking door. You go to the bathroom. When they gonna mind their fucking business and not give a fuck? I'm waiting for that part.
Sadly, sir, I don't think that's in the cards for you. So we played with him until it was time for us to go to sleep. In the morning, I got up to get in the shower and get ready for work. When I get out of the shower, I go, no, not this time. When I get out of the shower, I go in the room. Chrissy's not in the bed. Turns out that once he realized I was up, he started wilding. So loud enough that Chrissy could hear him over the sound of my music playing. The bathroom is right next to our bedroom. The other bedroom is at the end of the hallway.
That's crazy.
She heard him crying over my music. So, Chrissy didn't want to wait the full 2 weeks before we let him out of the room without hovering. So I told her, I'm like, all right, if we just start letting, this was like 4 days in. I'm like, all right, we let him out and he start wilding or he get lost. That's on you.
Hurt.
You gonna have to find him. And she was like, no, we can wait. Oh, all right, cool. We wait. So his tiny ass at that point in time, I believe I could have found him somewhere he felt safe at first to go to sleep. Well, honestly, in hindsight, I think the way that we've done things has really helped with the whole anxiety thing. There are probably more streamlined and studied ways to do it, but it seems like it's been working what we've been doing. So
Discord, we have a groundhog. We have quite a few groundhogs around here, and they always come up on the porch at some point when they think nobody's watching and eats my mother-in-law's kale.
That's funny. But at that time, I still felt like he was tiny enough that way he could have gotten himself somewhere where he felt safe at first and then went to sleep and then wake up and then not realize he can get the fuck out of wherever he was at. So at that time, I was like, nah, not yet. The place recommended not letting him out at all for that 2 weeks. I think that was counterproductive. That didn't make sense to me, so we didn't do that. Not like, come on, at all? That's kind of crazy. So I opened the door to his room and let him go in the hallway at first. and closed the rest of the doors upstairs. Then eventually started bringing them in our room. And then eventually I would open the door to his room and leave our room open and let him do whatever he wanted to do. Then eventually the bathroom. And during all of that, he would go to the steps, but he would be scared to really go down them. Like during that time, he made it to the bottom once. And when he made it to the bottom, he froze. He just
I don't blame him. Because one, he's this big.
Right.
It's easier going down than going up. So when he got to the bottom and looked up and was like, I'll never get to the top of these steps again. And then of course you had to eventually hit a
and the crazy thing about it was at that point, and still, but early enough on in the process, he was comfortable enough with us that he didn't run when I tried to grab him.
Oh, nice.
So it was that part of it was
really
easy.
So my question is that what he was doing at first when you try to grab, you try to run?
No, he never really did it.
Okay.
So that
I thought
is
he was like,
more so
get your dirty paws off me, you
damn dirty ape. No, he never really did that, which is what made me give him more freedom more quickly.
Right.
Because if he got into something, I knew that he would let me grab him
up and get him out of it. Right.
Yeah.
Did y'all kitten proof the house?
No. Yo, you never know how much clear plastic you have on your floor until you get a fucking pet.
Yo, these are the facts. These are simply the facts.
Where did you even get this from? What is this?
You turn around, you hear something going.
Uh-huh.
Why are you eating plastic, sir? I got you a bowl of fucking food upstairs.
Nigga.
Chewing plastic.
Facts. It's the craziest thing. So the next day, I get out of the shower. Before I get into the room, I hear him. I'm like, yo, all right, hold up. So I brought him into our room with us, put him on the bed, but didn't let him get up the bed yet. Because nobody felt like chasing that motherfucker under the bed or through. This was when he was still super tiny.
Right.
Like nobody felt like chasing you under the bed and then you don't want to come out. Then I gotta climb under the bed. Nah, bro. Like I said, he's been in the bathroom. So at that point, he had already been in like 95% of the places that we really wanted to allow him to be.
Right.
So on top of all that, he's a spoiled fucking brat. Because again, at the shelter, they were always holding him, always petting him, always holding him, and not just holding him, but holding him like a baby. So
we have one of those in here. Superfly. That black man. Listen, we brought his ass up in here. I've never seen the like. You pick him up, and now that he's an adult and bigger than all the other cats in here, he still be on that time.
Yo, and that's the crazy thing because I saw that like right before we got the cat. I saw this video of a dude with his cat, and he was like, once you establish something with a cat, that's pretty much it. Like generally they stay in that mode. So like in the example that he showed was his cat was a shoulder cat. So when the cat was a baby, he always had the cat on his shoulder, always had the cat on his shoulder. So as an adult, whenever he's close enough, the cat will just jump on the shoulder and just sit there.
Both Siamese that we only had two Siamese, both Siamese were that way. Like, my wife has pictures of me sitting by my studio desk with a cat draped around my goddamn shoulders and shit while I'm trying to work and shit.
Yeah. He, like I said, that he'll play in the room, in his room, because fair enough, it won't really be his room anymore because he'll have free roam. But
got his own room, ain't that some shit?
Yeah, I mean, it was necessary given the instructions that we were given, but we remixed the instructions a little bit. He'll play in the room by himself. He'll eat in the room by himself. He'll sleep in the room by himself. But once he's lost interest in all of those things,
he's out, nigga, open the door.
He is crying, right? Screaming at us. Like, where the fuck y'all at? Why am I still in here?
Door, open the fucking door.
It's worse in the mornings because he's hungry also.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And he wants us. So it's like, I'll open the door. He runs out, runs into the room. I grab him. We lay down. We give him the pets and all that other shit. And then once he gets started at, he will get up, jump off the bed, run into his room. Because he's expecting me to follow him so that I can feed him.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Trying to lead you to the room.
Nigga.
For the record. For any cats that are listening.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't like when y'all do that.
Nah, it doesn't.
Leading me to shit.
Listen.
Get out of here.
It's we are their servants.
Damn that.
It is what it is.
Look.
All of what you want.
Look.
Protest all you want. It is the fact of the matter. So his little cat tower is by the door in his room. So whenever you open the door and he's trying to get out, he is on top of it. Like,
yes.
So like oftentimes
open the door to yell in your face.
Oftentimes now,
what's up, Loss?
Oftentimes now, when I open the door, he'll just reach up for me to grab him. Like,
yo, yes. Both Siamese did that with the wide paw, like this. Both Siamese did that, and so did Superfly. Quick question.
Yeah.
Have you heard him actually meow yet?
Yes, but not often. I mean,
because typically, I like these cats around here. Most of the time, there ain't no damn meowing. It's
no. What he does more often than not is much closer to a meow. Okay. The biggest noise that he makes most often is because he's so fucking spoiled. Is he purrs? It sounds like a fucking car engine.
Yes.
Yes. I have never had a cat that purred as much as he purrs.
We have. And it'd be loud and
nigga. It's literally like a car engine. One day while I was at work, Chrissy made the joke that his name should be Chaos, and I liked it. So that's what we went with. We went with Chaos.
Yeah, you know you done fucked up, right?
What?
Say their name. And...
Shut up. That's what it was. Yeah. So since then, we started bringing them downstairs. We don't really have to pay him that much attention as far as keeping an eye on him when he's out now. Like
it'll pass.
No, listen. It's not to say that he doesn't do anything,
right?
But most of the time, and now, So actually, wait, I'll get there. So he got to the point where he goes to sleep in my arms. Like,
well, I saw the picture, nigga.
Yeah, like it's kind of ridiculous. Like he would literally curl up.
I'm gonna tell you why. He's a baby.
Yeah.
You know how much shit I got for JB when he was a kitten doing that very thing.
That's funny.
And then later on chewing my goddamn headphone cords, causing me to be him and I to be unbenefited for years. Right. And they always bring up, well, he used to sleep in your arms.
That's funny.
Ass.
That's hilarious. That's crazy. Well, that's why we have a door and he's never been in here. Because fuck that. He tried today because I went in the room for something and he was in the room. And when I came out of the room, he tried to follow me. And
big vibes, Discord. Big vibes. She's 9.
Oh.
Yeah, she's recovering there. That's good. Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
good. She's recovering. So that's cute. And I can also manhandle him however I need to. Like he generally
lets scruff.
Well, yeah, but even when even when I don't, like, he'll let me do that without overreacting. And like I said, you know, they retain certain behaviors from when they're kittens. So hopefully he keeps that shit.
Depending how big he is,
right?
Scruff thing ain't gonna be a thing.
No, nigga, right? So I hope that the other shit still lasts when he gets a little bit older. Like he still recognizes me as the person that can, you know.
I think he will. Because first of all, here's the big question. Are you open to the cat being an outdoor cat?
Nah, Chrissy don't want that. I'm not.
With reason, I'm
not against it or for it.
Right, I know what you're saying. Because it depends on the cat. Yeah. But honestly, the statistics say, because the statistics say, more likely than not, they live like 3 years.
Mm-hmm. If they're
outdoor cats.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of shit out there. Now, of course, they're outliers. We had 2 that were outliers. Right. Zora was 12 years old when she eventually died. She was outside. JB was roughly that age when he died. Even though when he went outside, he didn't go far, but he still would go outside, right? So they're outliers, of course, but that's what the stats say. 3 years. But it depends on the cat because the cats we got in here now, they have very little desire to go outside. Like they do, 2 of them want to, but there's this idea of it's a big world, and it's not worth me being the way T'Challa was. Like T'Challa, his every waking moment in this house was once he woke up at 8, I want to go outside. Well,
right.
You don't want you to go outside. I don't give a fuck what you want. I don't want to go outside. And it got to a point where we didn't even know what his personality was because he was so consumed with going outside.
Right.
So I started to do this weaning process of taking him in the backyard. And the backyard is a nice size, run around, climb a tree, whatever, but do not jump over this gate. A couple of times he jumped over the gate. I had to go over there and get his ass. But what that did was, and then as soon as he came back in the house, I gave him treats. Gave him treats. So when I felt comfortable that he was comfortable, knew where you lived, you know where the smells, the sights, the sounds, all that other shit, I opened the gate. I had him in the backyard, so open the gate. I said, do what you gonna do.
Right.
He walked out of the gate. And he was gone for like a half hour. And came right back through that gate.
Right.
See what I was doing. And that's when I felt like, all right. And for the most part, up until him getting hit by that goddamn car, that's what he would do. He'd come right back. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever she wanted would have been the answer. Because like I say, I don't feel strongly either way.
Right.
But my mother does have a harness, so it's possible that we might take the nigga on the walk every now and then, see how you react to it. I don't know, because on top of the fact that she can't find the harness,
you need to do it.
I just don't know if I just don't know if I want to be the one walking a cat. Like,
listen. So I've never done that.
Right.
Harness. We had a harness, but that was for him to go outside. And we were like connected to something. So they ain't go far.
Right.
But the walking, I absolutely did the walk, except for it's not like I was walking him. We was walking together. He was out. I was out. I hit the block. He saw me all over there. Oh shit, that's my guy down the block. And started. He started walking this way. I'm walking up this way. We got right there, pet him up. I start walking. He walked beside. So when the neighbor up the street, he said, I have never seen I've never seen what it's my man's. You know what I'm saying?
All facts.
Yes.
Mother.
He was spaded. He was.
My mother came over and just bought a bunch more toys. So now this nigga got toys left and right.
And he's still gonna prefer the plastic, nigga.
No, facts. No, listen, nigga. every single toy that she brought over, basically, it was the same thing as when I first brought him home. When I brought him down the steps, well, first, my mother got me scratched because I'm carrying him down the steps. Well, it wasn't her fault. I'm carrying him down the steps, and her ringer goes off. Her ring, I don't know what her ring. That shit was dumb loud. Fuck out of him. He just grabbed. I'm like, bruh, chill out. And I put him. So one of the toys she brought is like this donut shaped thing. It has the dip in the middle, but it doesn't go all the way through. It's just enough for them to rest in.
Yeah.
And then you can go inside of it and run around the little thing. So I put him inside of the little dip.
Cause like, man, get me the fuck about it.
I put him inside the little dip. He stayed there for a little bit, sniffed around, got down, saw the hole, went inside of it, started running laps inside the goddamn. Yo!
Nah, he needed that. Get them zoomies out, nigga.
Nigga.
Zoomies out.
Every single toy that she brought over here, he immediately played with.
Mm-hmm.
I bought him some teething toys. First one I gave to him, he immediately played with. The second one I gave him, though, he didn't seem interested in. And I'm like, this is new. You didn't give you 15 things. And every other thing you immediately took to. But this one thing you have no interest in.
He has preferences.
Apparently. I thought he was a toy whore. I thought he was a toy whore. Apparently I was wrong. I was wrong about that particular thing. So
Yes.
yeah, yesterday was the first day that we didn't lock him up at night. And
Oh wow, y'all did that shit quick.
I told you, listen, I'm basing it off of how he act. So when I see him with more confidence, I make another step forward and he's bigger now. I don't think there's anything now in the house, at least in the areas that we were going to have him be in, that he couldn't get out of or doesn't yet think because there was a point in time where he was scared to jump off of our bed.
Right.
But he over that shit now. It was a time where he couldn't jump on the bed. It's gone. He wouldn't walk down the steps all the way. This nigga runs down the steps now. So like, as I see his confidence increase, I'm like, all right, bet we can take the next step and see.
But also, you only got one cat.
Yeah, that's you.
We put the cat in the cage at night for protection.
Right.
Because we don't know what these other cats
You're wild out in these street sex.
Right? Yeah.
So yeah, I now this morning when I opened the door, because I closed our door.
Right.
He didn't complain last night. Last night he was fine with it. He didn't come up to the door at all. When I came out the door this morning, though, I went in the bathroom and I was in the bathroom for maybe 45 seconds, and then I heard his little bell. And I'm like, damn, he hears that I'm up. Okay. Yep. Little bit more time passed. Like, God damn it. All right. Open the door. He's not even in front of the door, though. He's sitting on the landing. He likes the steps. Like,
right.
For something he actually likes. Like, he will sit on that landing and just chill for some reason. I don't know. Right. But I opened the door, he was on the landing. I'm like, all right, cool. And then he came in the room with me. And so it seems like his being locked up at night might possibly be over. It depends on, I mean, he's still in pending status.
He relapse.
Right.
He might relapse.
He's still in pending status, but as of right now, and this is close to the 2-week mark. Yeah. Because what their advice was, keep him in the room for 2 weeks, and keep like a thing in there, like some type of cloth material thing that he can get his smell on. And then after that 2 weeks, take him to another small area.
Get your smell on.
Stupid. So after that 2 weeks, take him to another small area and take that thing with him so that he can get that he can feel close to it and all that. Yeah, that shit. Shut up. That was out the window once I started opening the door. because that's not gonna work. So
I listen. I know the salt with which this, because I've seen it. When them Siamese cats decided, oh no, Shaka, first Shaka, then T'Challa, like, oh no. And T'Challa was asked because it was official. He was a tailor. He was a tailor. Because if it wasn't me, it was Siobhan.
That's funny.
He was a tailor.
That's
so
hilarious.
Literally on his tag, you had to put T'Challa Taylor.
Hilarious. Hilarious. That's funny.
So I recognize the salt with which is embedded in these comments. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to hear it too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think a part of it is that it's crazy. So the average person looking from the outside in probably wouldn't have imagined. Because like when we went to the Humane Society the first time to just look for cats, I ain't touch them at all. I ain't touch them once. Right. Because at that time my mindset was, again, I think I said this on here already, they all gonna be cute. They kittens.
Yeah.
I'm not doing none of that shit. Though. Right, well, true. But I'm not doing none of that shit until until it's our cat. Like the fuck, I'm good. I want a kitten, clearly. We're here to get a kitten, but I'm not doing none of that bonding shit until it's my cat. Like, yeah. So even when we went to pick him up, I did not touch him before he went to that walker carrier. But nigga, it is ridiculous. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. It is absolutely ridiculous. I'm mad about it, but it's still ridiculous. I can acknowledge that it's ridiculous. Like, literally, if we're in the bed, like in the mornings when I go get him, I will pick him up. I'll put him on the bed. I will lay down. If she's asleep or trying to go back to sleep, then he'll bother her. Right. Because he's like, no, both of you need to be up. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Right. Why aren't you paying attention to me? If she's not asleep, he'll go over to her. She exaggerates a little bit. All right, he'll go over to her. Peace out. He'll go over to her, but I think subconsciously, she's more so established their relationship as she plays with him a lot.
Caregiver.
Yeah, well, not giver, because she works from home. So so she does feed him more than I do.
She probably sees him more than you do too.
Right. So not necessarily caregiver, but it's like certain things that she does, I don't do. Like he does this thing where he wants to put his whole face in your hand. Yes. When he does that to me, I just pet him. Yeah. Sometimes when he does it to her, she'll like shake his head and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's why he reacts like that, because he thinks it's time to play. Like every time he thinks it's time to play. He thinks it's time to play. He thinks it's time to play. She'll do shit like, all right, well, we got to get him used to us touching his paws. Cool. That makes sense. So when I touch his paws, I'm just rubbing his paw. I'll do the squeeze thing so the nail can come out so I can see. Yeah. I'll do that. She'll be messing with his paws, and then she'll shake them. And I'm like, bruh, he's going to think that you're playing. Yes, that's what this is. That's exactly what it is.
I think this is true, too.
That's a part of it, too. Absolutely. I don't be there.
Right.
I don't be there. So, like, the other day, and he a little colloquially bipolar, too. I ain't gonna hold you.
Probably. He's a nut-ass cat. Listen, we are the expert over here. These nut-ass cats, bro.
No, I come in the house one day. He wasn't locked up. I think this was Friday. No, maybe Thursday. I don't remember. One of the two. I come in the house. He not locked up. She said when she heard the door open, he took off downstairs. From my perspective, when I opened the door, he took up upstairs. So him hearing the door
sounded just like Anakin Skywalker right there. From my perspective, the Jedi are evil. That's exactly how you sound.
Because that's what happened, right? So in reality, what happened is he was upstairs. He heard the door open. I'm assuming he realized it was me.
Right.
He ran downstairs.
Probably
But me
like
opening the door, that's possible. But me opening the door was a thing that happened. So he ran from it.
Right, right.
So,
right.
like little shit like that. And it's like, bro, what are you doing? Okay. I believe
he's a nut ass cat.
Yeah,
He's a nut ass cat.
There are a lot of these things that just
now
can be boiled down to the fact that he's a
thing,
baby and the fact that he's a cat.
I was about to say, here's the thing. Some stuff is baby shit.
Yeah.
But you'll know when he gets grown if some of those traits remain. He's just a nut ass cat, yo.
Yes.
And we've seen that in here. We've seen them calm, like when they get older, they just chill the fuck out somewhere, sitting somewhere or whatever. And we've also had the other type that no matter how old they get, they're a bunch of nut ass cats.
Yo, nigga, the most surprising thing that he's done so far was yesterday. So again, we Chrissy worked from home on Fridays, so he was out all day yesterday, pretty much.
Right.
Actually, I think for like 10, 15 minutes, he might have been locked in his room because he scratched her or something like that. What? So she put him
Wolverine shit.
So she put him in the room.
There isn't what I do, bub.
So he was probably in his room for like confined to his room for like 15 minutes. So outside of that,
the scratch was accidental or it was
well, I wasn't here. What she says is that I think she said she thinks he was playing, but
nah, but
she wasn't playing. The nails still hurt, nigga.
That's what I'm saying. Like they do have to learn.
Yeah.
Yo, what you do with your little cat buddies out there in the streets,
right? You can't do that.
Don't do that in here. No,
we different. Our skin ain't the same,
right?
So
we don't got that cushion of fur.
Yeah, nah, B. So she had put him in the room, but it was right before I got home. So I asked her, and she told me, and she was like, "You can let him out." And all right, cool. So I opened the door. At some point, he ended up on the bed. Right? She had to leave. When she left, he was on the bed. No, as a matter of fact, before she even left, because she went to, I think she might have had a session or something, and he was on the bed, and I went downstairs. When she got out of her session, he was still on the bed, asleep. She left. I went upstairs to the bathroom. He was still on the bed, asleep. I came back downstairs. I'm downstairs. Hours have passed at this point now. I go back upstairs. He's still in the bed, sleep.
Yeah,
like
getting it in. They be getting it in, yo.
That was the first time I've seen him. Even if but that was the first time I've ever seen him stay in the same spot that long. Like even if he's asleep, he'll wake up, he'll go to a different spot. And then he'll lay back down. Yeah. No,
I got grown ass cats in here doing that stupid ass shit. That stupid ass shit. Leave your goofy ass down and stay there. They get in the bed. They get in the bed. And I got nerve to be in our bed. And then they sleep for hours. Get up. Okay, finally we're gonna get some space and get the fuck out. Walk over to the other side of the bed, lay down.
That's hilarious, yo.
Fuck out of here.
That is absolutely hilarious.
Yo, Chris said he is currently in the bed sleep now.
See? I think that's his favorite place to sleep for some reason.
He's kind of young, but when they get older, they sleep for long periods, most of the day. When we get kittens, I can't wait for that time.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Because, yo, the cats we had thus far, they ain't been the long sleeping kittens. They sleep out, they up and down, sleep a little bit, sleep a little bit. I'm like, yo, can I get 12 hours? 12 hours.
That's hilarious. The thing with him though, when he wake up, he don't always go back to sleep, but he don't always just be up like with energy. Yeah, like sometimes he'll just be up chilling, like
right.
I'm just looking around. Which one niggas on? Oh, all right. I'm gonna be right here chilling.
Yo, they got. I don't know if y'all want to start this or not. They got YouTube channels specifically.
No, I'm not doing that. Nope. Nah, he good. If it gets to the point where he has way too much energy consistently, then I'll try that to get a little distraction for him. But until then, nah, I don't want him on that.
Yo,
I'm
this little black bastard in here, he got way too much energy for too long. So one day I was in the bedroom and I think I saw either an article or something about Cat TV. It's like Cat TV. And I went to the goddamn YouTube channel and it had it's one static camera right here, but in the camera focus, squirrels, chipmunks, birds, because they got little nuts and food right there, so it attracts them. Some of these videos are 3 hours, 4 hours long. I turned that son bitch on. He was bouncing off the walls. He stopped going, what? Walked around the back.
That's
because he thought the bird walked around the back of the TV. He's like, damn, where's the birds? Put his paw on, get your goddamn paw off my screen. And after that, it was must-see TV.
Word.
I saw Siobhan had his ass up there one day, out in the living room. I don't know what he was doing, but she must have wanted to distract him from something. She turns the TV on. He up there. And I mean, he watching. It ain't one of these, that's interesting. No. Like it's in season 20 of his favorite series or some shit. Like
hilarious.
This nigga said, I want a cat for my innocent flame. Hey, don't do it.
Nigga, that's not a good move. Speaking of the whole TV thing, Chrissy had never seen the phenomenon of cats and dogs in mirrors. So we have a fireplace, electronic fireplace, and the glass that is in front of the fire is highly reflective.
Yeah.
So she was downstairs. Matter of fact, it was when Love was here. We were downstairs, and he finally saw himself in the mirror. And she finally observed, nigga, tail completely puffed up, back arched. He like, what the fuck? He trying to get to the upper head. Like, nigga, it's you. What do you mean? What's wrong with you? Like, yo, you wilding out. Chill out, my guy. Understand that is you. It's just you. Nobody else is here.
They don't be getting it. Like,
they don't get it. You don't understand.
I wonder at what point are they cats that ever get it, or they just always?
There might be cats that don't care as much.
Right.
Just like some dogs have that issue, some dogs don't. Some dogs don't care. Like some dogs will see themselves in the reflection and start barking.
True.
But then some of them don't.
That's true.
Yo, it was because she had never experienced it. And I was
his back arch.
Hold up.
He had that arch in his back.
Oh, nigga, it was the whole production. Like, because she has a mirror up on the wall in our room. And the first time he walked up to it, I was like, oh shit, the thing with cats and mirrors. And she was like, what thing? And he didn't do it that time. So when he did it down in the living room, I was like, see, this is what the fuck I was talking about. Yo, it's the funniest thing. And it's
I don't blame him. I look in the mirror and get mad too.
What you doing? All right. Okay. I promise you it's different reasons. So yeah, like he's a baby, man. He's a fucking big facts. Yo.
He's like, yo, I don't know, but that other cat over there looking mighty happy. He looking mighty happy over there.
Oh, God. The pinnacle of opulence. But again, as soon as he got out the reflection, he was like, oh, okay, I'm cool. And it's like, bruh, so you think that there was another cat in here
Yes.
And now that you're not looking at that image anymore,
Yes.
he's gone.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yes. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
It is hilarious.
I mean, it's levels of intelligence. Cats are for the most part they're very smart.
Yeah.
But that also is separated by species and shit like that. The thing is, like, take a monkey will instantly catch on. Oh, that's me.
Oh yeah, right.
That's me. You know what I'm saying? But cats and dogs is a little different.
He knows exactly what certain things are. Like,
yes.
He was downstairs. We were downstairs one day, and he was scratching the carpet, and I was like, "No,
chill, nigga."
And I went and grabbed the scratch pad, and I put it by his feet, and he was like, "All right," hop right on it, start scratching.
Let's see how long. Let me tell you something about these motherfuckers. They be knowing.
Oh yeah,
they don't care.
Nah, listen.
Listen, I done watched these cats guilty as fuck, right? Doing some shit that we done told them 1,000 times, don't do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
This how you know they ain't supposed to do it. As soon as they see you when they doing it, they run. Oh shit. Nigga, you know.
And he hasn't developed that yet. He hasn't, like I said, he doesn't run from me. So I can even say, like, he knows what no means. He knows what stop means.
Of course.
Even in those times where I say no or stop and he doesn't, and he sees me walking towards him, he still does not run from me yet. I want to keep that being the case. I want to keep, I know, right? Like, no, nigga. Always listen. Always allow me to get to you to stop you from doing what you're not supposed to be doing. Right. That's not realistic.
No, let me tell you something, bro. I've seen it where you might tell them to stop, and they're like 20 feet from you. If you don't get up, they're like, how serious must it be, nigga?
Right.
It can't be that serious because you saying stop and you saying no, but your ass is firmly planted in that seat. Then as soon as you do this,
it's the spiritual cousin of my mouth ain't bleeding.
Right. Right.
You must not mean that shit.
I don't think.
I get it.
And then that's when I get mad for two reasons.
Yeah.
One, I had to get the fuck up.
Nigga.
And walk over there, nigga. Like, what the fuck? Two, you think I'm pussy or something?
Facts. Facts. Yo. That's
you pussy. You a cat.
Right. Like, I've had to joke his little ass up a couple times. Like, yo, chill.
This me. My nigga. Like, you trying to
Facts. Like, and again, the crazy thing is, even when I yoke him up,
I know
he does not move. Like, I'll yoke him up. I'll be like, yo, chill out. And then I'll because every time when we were in the shelter, every time that they picked him up or they handed him to let somebody else hold any of the cats, they would tell them to curl and cuff the bottom.
Right.
So when I do that, 9 times out of 10, he just chills.
Right.
And it's like, all right, bet. I remember I'm experiencing the Pavlovian experiment at the same time that he is. Oh, when I do that, he does this? All right, bet. All right. Bring your little ass here.
Right.
And he will chill for the varies how long it is.
Of course.
But like sometimes it will be hours and he's still sitting in the same exact place I put him. Other times it's like 7 seconds or so.
Yeah.
And he's on to the next thing. And that's cool too. As long as he ain't go back to do what the fuck I told him not to.
Yeah, do something else, nigga.
Do something else. Something else is fine.
I think the thing that annoys me the most about them is the constant vomiting. And a lot of times the vomit is induced because you're chewing plastic. Yeah. Stop chewing the plastic.
They will never.
Boy,
they will never. That is their thing.
You know how many times I didn't chase one of these little motherfuckers right here to snatch that out their fucking mouth? And they doing this.
Yeah.
Give me that. And that's
no, nigga.
You're right. That's basically
the fuck you think this is? Plastic gang over here, bitch.
That's right.
So yeah, that whole thing has been this. like I said, I've never had a cat this small, so this part's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's fun now.
And getting to
I'm gonna tell you another reason why this is very
mold them.
Well, that's it. That's it. You're getting to mold them, and also you would be a lot more irritated with him if you had no place to hide your creative equipment.
Yeah. That was the first rule we established when we even thought that we were about to think about looking at getting a cat. We were both, me and Chris was both like, yeah, they can't come in the studio.
No, bro. Because my studio area is where it is. I know when you guys see this video, especially new people see the video, you see, oh, he got the soundproof and stuff up there. He must have, nigga, this is a corner.
Right.
This is a corner. I have one of them L-shaped desk. I got 3 monitors, CPU, a shit ton of fucking external hard drives, my audio interface, keyboard, and a bunch of other junk because I keep my desk a mess because when I've cleaned it, I can't get creative.
Right.
For some reason, the way my brain identifies a junky desk with me is if it's nothing on my desk, there's nothing up here. There's no ideas. That's how it works. So when that little motherfucker climbs up on here, he's knocking shit down. He's moving external hard drives so that the USB does that little goofy shit where then it disconnect. Get the fuck off my yo, this is hilarious.
Yo, GS had me out. She was with me, nigga. Facts.
Like, and then I gotta pull the burner out on him, the water bottle. Just like, don't make me use this.
Oh, okay. So that's the other thing. I have not done that because trying to get this little nigga used to the water. So I've already started putting him in the tub. Nah, just in case we ever, because it's not like they need it often, but just in case we ever decide to give him a little bath or whatever. I don't want it to be I don't want it to be a blood scene. I don't want to.
We have never bathed single cat.
I get it. I understand, but
and they don't be stinking. Like
because they fucking cats. They clean themselves. But like after I get out the shower, I'll like put him in the tub sometimes. And he'll chill out in there for a little bit. One time I put him in the tub and forgot that I put him in the tub.
Oh damn!
And I went downstairs and Chrissy was like, yo, he's still in the tub. I'm like, oh shit.
Wait, was the water in the tub?
No, this wasn't even after a shower or anything. No, like the first part is funny. The first time I put him in the tub, he was like, no. As soon as his fourth paw hit the bottom of the tub,
fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck out of here.
I don't want to keep him in there. He'll stay if he feel like chilling, he'll stay in there for minutes. So
see, this is the part of that cat owner life that you got to be careful with. Because when the idea they get in their head is, how bad could it be? Now that is great for some things.
Other
but
things
the shit you don't want them, the shit you don't want them fucking with, and they sitting there go, I mean, how bad could it be?
No, those niggas already know how to unplug things.
See, that's that bullshit. Yeah. That's that bullshit.
Like he will literally walk up to something and unplug it.
Yo,
I don't know why.
No.
That shit wasn't bothering you.
No, nigga, no.
Like, and the crazy part about it is, it's not like it's something that's hanging. It's securely plugged in. Why are you fucking with it? I understand things that hang, but or a loose cord that's just laying around. I get that.
He gonna be
this shit is plugged in.
With my shit.
Nigga, like, there's another reason you can't come in this bitch.
That's another reason why he shouldn't be.
No, nigga.
Yo, when we moved from Asgard, aka Russet Community in Laurel, we were looking for a house that had this extra room, like 5 rooms. Because if we'd have found the 5-room game and it'd have been in our price, whatever, and credit could have got it, that would have been a studio room. And a lot of the bullshit that I have to deal with now, a lot of the attitudes that I cop with that motherfucking cat wouldn't even be a thing because they would not be allowed in that goddamn room. But we wound up getting 4 bedrooms. So it's not enough for us to have extra rooms. So my studio is out here. My office area is out here with my wife's office area, which is starting to look more and more like an office area. Because when my father-in-law was here, we moved the water cooler that makes ice with the refrigerator, microwave, and the coffee maker and shit out here so that he had easy access to it. And now we don't feel like bringing it back in.
Hey, nigga.
That shit literally looks like a break room.
That's
the goddamn job and shit.
Hilarious. Moving on. Other things, because I want to get to some of these amount of assholes. The happy hour, I was supposed to have done it the previous week. I love the place we went, but I'd never been there for happy hour. Most of the same food. It's crazy. Most of the same food, but just at a discount. Like I've been to other places and racked up quite a bill at a happy hour. Oh, wow. But I only ended up spending like $40. And actually, I don't even know if I spent $40, to be honest. Wow. And I didn't have that many drinks, so sure that contributed to it. But even still, the food was cheaper than a bunch of other places that I've been, and they weren't slacking on the portions. Like I've been to places that if you get wings off the happy hour menu, it's like 3 little wingettes. At this place, it was still 7.
Oh shit!
I think their full order is like 10. So for their happy hour order to be 7, that's crazy.
That's dope.
Also, we had a game night.
Wait a minute, what kind of wings?
There was barbecue.
Hey yo, GA. Hey, yo, shoosh. This thing got a cool.
Oh no, it's facts. No, it's all points. You had the right assumption. You had the right assumption. It is what it is. I just deal with it.
Shut up, nigga.
Oh, okay, my bad. We had a game night, basically kind of impromptu. That was fun. A bunch of laughs and other things go around. This didn't lead to an impromptu sleepover like the last one did, but we also stayed up later than we did the last time, so I guess that balances out, whatever. So that was fun. Obviously, I went to see Deadpool.
Of course you did.
Like I said, no spoilers, but it was everything I could have hoped it to be. I love the way they folded him into the MCU. I love the cameos. Yeah. And obviously, you're going to have the jokes with Deadpool. Come on.
Yo, here's the thing. That's what's expected. If y'all don't, that's comic book accurate. It's comic book accurate up and beyond, I'm saying, the first 4 miniseries.
Yeah, because at first he wasn't really.
He was funny, but it wasn't back to back. It was like
right.
No, he was Spider-Man. He was Spider-Man. Yeah. He was Spider-Man funny with an edge because he'd kill your ass. Mm-hmm. He'd kill your ass, but absolutely. Like, this is comic book accurate to current Deadpool.
Yeah, right there. Like in the movie, he even says like "merc with a mouth." What do you think that meant?
They was calling him that from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Always was quibby. And it was clever. And it wasn't necessarily a lot of the potty humor.
Nah, not at first.
And not at first, but it was still funny. And he would still do bullshit that would annoy the people he fight and the people that even the people he was on the same side with. Like, yo, would you stop with the dumb ass?
Oh God. Last thing before we get to that other part, I've talked on here about my new commute to work and the issues I had adjusting to it. Sure, love's a word. I don't know if that one fits.
It's the word of all time.
I don't know if that one fits into this particular ad lib.
That's definitely the word of all time.
I don't think it fits into this ad lib. But I don't know if I ever said it, but I said I don't know, just using my old route. Like just getting to a point on my old route and then taking my old route down and back. In the evening, it's been pretty consistent. It takes about the same time all the time. This past week, though, in the morning, it seems to have changed. Now, this could just be because I leave the house later, and it could have always been the case that somehow it slowly falls out of sync throughout the day. Mm-hmm. If y'all remember, I told y'all that in the evening, there is no sync. Like going that same way in the evening, it's completely out of sync. So this is super confusing because I don't know how the lights are synced. Like I don't know the process behind it. But it seems that they shouldn't just gradually slide out of sync throughout the day.
Yes,
but on the other hand, this past week, it's literally been like seconds off.
It's Baltimore.
So shut up. So the light I'm talking about is the second. Oh, that reminds me. Goddamn tangent. Listen, this fucking city, yo. So constant. I've always said constant. What you talking about? Just for proof, I just came in the room playing your episode on my phone. Chaos woke up and ran to the phone because he heard you. Okay. Right. Anyway, so I've always said that this city is one of constant construction.
Needs an enema.
Well, nigga. But it's one of constant construction, right? So at one of the properties, actually the property I used to live at, on one of the main streets that runs throughout the property. Mm-hmm. So it's a residential area. Mm-hmm. They have the main street. They was doing construction on it. They had it so that for a literal month of time, you can't park there between the hours of 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. Mm. Do you understand how disruptive that is for a residential area? I mean, people fucking live there and they can't park on the and
that's the
point. I know, right? Like they wasn't doing. There was a time so. It had, like I said, it was a month of time. The dates that were on the sign were a month of time, and they were actually towing people and ticketing people for parking where the fuck they live. That's crazy. But anyway, so the light I'm talking about is the second light in a chain of lights that I told y'all about that leads directly downtown. There are 6 lights in this chain, all about 2 blocks apart. When they are synced, if I make sure to catch the first light while it's red, I can get through the other 5 without having to stop, without going over 40 miles per hour. That's, of course, barring any vehicles that want to drive below the speed limit and want to drive next to each other for some reason. But that doesn't happen often. And sometimes even the light after the 6th light in the sequence, sometimes it's even still green. So I can get all the way into downtown without having to stop. That don't happen. That's hit or miss, though. But the six were always consistent on my way to work. This past week, that second light has been turning red earlier, which messes up the entire flow. Okay. When they're in sync, the first light turns green. Shut up. When they're in sync, the first light turns green like 5 seconds before the second light turns yellow. The crosswalk light on the second light starts to count down right before the first light turns green. So I would generally get through the light with a second or 2 to spare. This past week, for some reason, the second light is turning yellow before the first light turns green. So since we had started letting him be out at night yesterday, I'm anticipating that I won't have to spend as much time with him in the morning.
Are you sure, though?
I said I'm anticipating. I'm not sure about anything. But I'm anticipating that I won't have to spend as much time with him in the morning so I can get out of here a little bit earlier and see if it's not that it changed, but that it's the stupid ass idea that I had at first of somehow it slowly, gradually sliding out of sync throughout the day and then somehow resetting for the next day. That's crazy. GA, listen. I try to stay away from delusions of grandeur. However, I'm not going to tell you wrong.
There are cameras. You've been to Baltimore before. There are cameras like all over the goddamn place.
I'm not going to tell you wrong.
And they watching this nigga.
I ain't say it, but I ain't going to tell you wrong.
You see, he got tint on his window, right? But they can see through that front window. And they see the frustration. They see it, and it's funny as fuck. And it's like they fucking with him. They definitely fucking with him. Definitely.
That's what it is. Okay. Well.
Yes. Yes.
In this world of gray, my picture ain't that quaint. Floating in a story where the lines are so thin. Am I the asshole? Let the judgment begin.
Yes.
Am I the asshole? Let the judgment begin.
All right. So, first up, first up on the list, am I the asshole for ruining dinner by calling my wife's friend's quote Virgo moment a tantrum?
Virgo.
My wife's oldest friend's birthday was yesterday, and so their friendship group threw her a birthday dinner at a restaurant. I was invited as a +1. So, full transparency, I've never liked this friend. Pause. So you're probably going to be the asshole.
Yeah.
Because clearly you're biased. Like, I've never liked this. Okay.
Yeah. It's sounding sus already.
Yeah, you're not looking good so far, my guy. She's always seemed too dramatic and over the top for me. Always attributed everything to her star sign. Insufferable comes to mind if I were to use one word.
Oh.
That said, I usually just ignore her and let her be whenever we're in the same room because why not?
I might be siding him a little bit.
So, yesterday, though, she was making a big deal because they got her dessert order wrong. To be fair, we did wait like 45 minutes for it to arrive. So I get that, but she just kept complaining to the group and then stopped herself and said she was going to have a Virgo moment, whatever the fuck that means. And I said under my breath, but clearly too audibly, you mean a tantrum? She asked me to repeat myself, and the cat was clearly already out the bag, so I did. She asked what I meant by that, and I explained there's no such thing as a Virgo moment, just a grown person throwing a tantrum, which devolved into a young, it says young, to a young back and forth, ruined mood and us leaving early. I don't think calling it a tantrum was wrong because it is one, but choosing to speak up at her birthday dinner is probably where I dropped the ball and fucked up. I was calm throughout and didn't escalate things, but even then it didn't have to be said because there really was no outcome where things would have worked out well. Am I the asshole? All right. I don't know. This would set. All right, so the consensus is everyone sucks here. So let's see what some of these people say. All right. Everyone sucks here. If her birthday was yesterday, then she is a Leo, not a Virgo.
Yo, just all right. So let me stop right there. Let me stop. Y'all get on my motherfucking nerves, man. Y'all really, bro. Y'all get on my nerves. Y'all get on my. Listen. Hydrogen and helium, my God.
Yo, shut up. So if her birthday was yesterday, she's a Leo, not a Virgo, and her whole life sounds like one big Leo moment, quote, in quotes, Leo moment. However, you called her out for throwing a tantrum before she even threw one.
Right.
In fact, you did it right while she was trying to calm herself down about a frustrating situation.
That's true.
She's just as much of a fan of stirring up drama as she is.
Sounds like
a good point.
Sounds like
that's a good point. Listen, no matter how many times, and as a watcher, I know this. No matter how many times you see something coming, you can't really react to it before it happens.
That's true.
You kind of got to let it play out.
Because if you look, there are cases where you do need to jump.
Yo, GA, I have done the same exact thing.
Wait a minute.
That's funny.
What is funny?
This is how I make them mad just asking them to explain twins and how they're not the same. I've had this conversation. I've only had one person who was able to give me any type of plausible explanation for that. So I will give that person more of a benefit of the doubt because at least they are studied and knowledgeable about the thing that they're talking about.
Stars.
So listen,
stars.
Shut up.
Even in the
Shut up. I know all of this. This is the exact argument that I give anybody when I have this conversation. None of those stars are in the same place that they were, but that's not the point. So you're just as much of a fan of stirring up drama as she is.
I
Okay,
kind of agree with that.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that one. The next person, everyone sucks here, but I'm leaning towards you're the asshole. Yeah, your wife's friend sounds annoying, but you really need to embarrass her and make her feel
No.
bad on her birthday.
No.
If you don't like her, why even go? You're not obligated to attend every event you're invited to. What was the point of going out to dinner with someone you can't stand? It's no surprise things went south since you clearly struggled to tolerate her. Sure, she might be obsessed with her star sign and rambling a bit, but did she really deserve to be treated that way? It was her birthday, and not like she was being toxic or abusive. She was just frustrated because she got the wrong order and had to wait 45 plus minutes for it.
And that's a long time to wait for food. I just had the conversation about waiting for food.
That's funny.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, yo, I really think that he undercut himself.
Yeah, he got to put
by
up.
saying,
Yeah. Here's the thing. I gotta fight back against some of the stuff in this comment, though.
Mhm.
The idea that if you don't like her, you shouldn't be there.
Mhm.
It does not take into account the fact that it's his wife's friend. That's not really how it always goes. You can't just not be. Trust me, I am in a situation where there's a person or two that I don't care to be around, but because there are other people that I enjoy being around, when things happen, I may be in attendance.
So one thing I say about my wife, and I know this is a rarity, it's a rarity, but my wife doesn't force me to be around. She goes out her way to make sure I'm not around people she has observed.
Thanks.
Because and I don't want y'all to think that I'm taking the fly off the handle, but depending on what it is, it might be.
Here's the thing.
And I've had other girlfriends, to be fair, that have been the same way. Like once they
Well,
had me around them and they realized, this could be something, and it don't need to be. It don't need to be. So.
Thanks. I think there's a difference though. Like I think so. For instance, in my situation, even in past situations I've had, the vast majority of the time, it's not that it. How can I politically say this? In the vast majority of the time, I'm not worried that anything.
How can you politically use this?
No, because the unpolitical way to make the point that I'm trying to, I don't just say it that way. The point I'm trying to make is, it ain't like I'm worried about nobody beating my ass, right?
That ain't even.
So
no,
it's never no. But what I mean when I say that is, or not being put in this position where. Yeah. So like that's not whenever because now in the past I have had situations where that could have been the case.
Right.
I don't really got that now with my current significant other, Chrissy. I don't really have that now. But if that were the case, I'm pretty sure she would feel the same way.
Oh,
like,
yo, I'm telling you, yo, GA is a troll, yo. I'm telling you.
Hilarious. And it's like, all right. It's more like needing annoyance.
Yes.
They're needing annoyances in because that's the case. Yeah, but because that's the case, I'll die on the sword sometimes.
Of course.
Like
of course you will.
I'll be like,
of course.
I'm not gonna go to everything, but we can do this thing. We can do the movies where it's isolated and I don't have to actually talk to them. That's the way I'll go. Yeah,
but see, sometimes you do have to make allowances because this is something you're like. If it's one of these situations where it's an event or whatever that your wife wants to be, and this person who is your wife's friend is going to be there to show support, you need to be there to show support to your wife. So you need to deal with it. Now, every case is not a case of man, this motherfucker might get into a fight,
right?
But even a war of words, right? If nobody wants that, like we don't want to be in a situation where you in there with your significant other and you have a friend, a longtime friend that just rubs them the wrong way,
Right.
and then they say something, and then people say something, and it don't start off as nothing crazy, but it's just an annoyance, and it maybe don't end in nothing crazy, but it's just a
Right.
bickering back and forth.
But it
Nobody
could.
wants that.
Right.
Nobody wants that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And in one of these situations, this is before my wife. For me, it was I already know y'all motherfuckers have certain opinions about people from Baltimore anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So being around y'all, when the shit pops off, something's said, and motherfuckers, even if they trying to restrain themselves and they say some shit, depending on what it is, I'm more than likely going to react. Because you know where I'm from. I feel like you're trying to play me by saying it. And one of the things also is, I know your bitch ass scared.
Right.
I know your bitch ass scared because that's what was communicated back to me afterwards. The first time we met was like, oh, he one of the Baltimore niggas. You know how they Baltimore nigga there. So the only reason you're doing this is because you think you're safe because my girl here, you think I don't want to be that, you know what I'm saying? She can't restrain me if I feel like, you know what? At least she couldn't. My wife could. My wife could. But at this girl, we had a relationship, but it wasn't. She didn't have the power to restrain me.
Right.
Shit. Like she had the power to restrain me from shit. So but sometimes you got to fall on the sword. Like
sometimes you just got to. It's a part of being in an adult relationship. Like
that's right.
That's how that shit works sometimes. Like you can't, like, especially like if it's a situation where this other person is in a relationship as well. So it's like, okay, my significant other and I come to support you. Why can't your significant other and you come support me?
And I don't want nobody.
And I don't want bro.
My peoples.
Yeah, so like it's a delicate dance. It's not always simple as, well, if you don't like her, why are you there? No, because that's not how humans and adults work.
Depends on the situation. But I will say my wife does go out of her way to make sure that I am not put in a situation where she knows I'm going to respond a certain type of way.
Oh, nigga, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Chrissy does that. Chrissy does that too. Like that. The cruise, she had anxiety about the cruise until halfway through the cruise. Because
yo, Mike is ass.
I was married 10 years. I got a belly made of Swiss cheese. Hilarious. But yeah, she had anxiety about the cruise until halfway through the cruise because she misunderstood some words that I had said.
And she thought it was going to be.
She thought it was going to be something that it was never really going to be.
Right.
I just needed to see a couple things, and once I saw those couple things, everything was gravy for me.
Right.
So yeah, like, but
I mean, it is sometimes it is like dancing between minefields, right?
Yeah,
with certain shit because personalities clash, and this is the other thing I'll be trying to tell a lot of women. You scared of that nigga? I'm not.
That's funny.
like, all right, my baby father crazy to you. I get it. You think he's Superman, but I'm from Krypton too.
You stupid.
I
hate your guts. Your guts are hated. Are the opposite of love.
Every individual gut.
So in my situation, it's more of a situation where the odds are against Chrissy because she has so many fucking friends.
Right.
That the chances are one
some
of them
get on your goddamn nerves. One of them motherfuckers. I will say this though, man. Like now, I don't know. Y'all really just starting y'all journey like that together. But as time has gone on, like I still have, of course, my peoples. She still has her peoples, but she doesn't hang out with them as much as she used to, and I don't hang out with mine as much as I used to, and we're fine with it. It's not like she asked me, I don't like you going to do that. No. And it's not like I said to her, I don't want to do that. It's just that that's how life winds up.
Oh, absolutely. But with us, it's more like a conglomeration. Like there's a version that exists of some of my people and some of her people that now coexist. And
And
that,
it's
crazy how that works.
Just even in almost any relationship situation. So even with take the Grand Unified Community, right? People came together because they heard music they liked, they heard a theme that they related to, and they wanted more. They wanted to be part of something. It's motherfuckers now that are friends that didn't know each other before.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But they came together in the community, they wind up becoming like, I don't think Hendrick and Cyrus knew each other.
Right.
And now they thick as steel. It's funny how that shit worked, bro.
Absolutely.
And when I
100%.
see in the comments, in our comments, we doing the show, and I see people that when they don't see each other for a while, they got their own conversations going on. I think the shit's dope.
Absolutely.
Like being able to be the catalyst for that is
bruh. I love that so much. I absolutely like it's one of my favorites. Much as I don't like people, that is one of my favorite things.
It's one of those.
It's crazy.
It's one of those little. It's weird because people fucking suck.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not that weird because my people don't suck.
Yeah, I about to say part of it is a community building.
It's a community thing. Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, this person now has another person that they can confide in some way, shape, or form. That isn't absolutely batshit crazy.
Oh, this is crazy.
That's
crazy. But
that's the type of shit we're talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, for this one, everybody sucks here. Nobody
has clean hands.
Just like nobody should be throwing their religion around in everybody's face, every conversation they have. Nobody should be throwing their zodiac sign in everybody's face every time. That shit is annoying, and that includes atheists.
Exactly. Relax, nigga. Yo, we chilling. Relax.
Right. That includes Christian, atheists, whatever you don't need to throw that shit in people's face every time you have a conversation.
You don't need it. Come on, stop it. Like
you should not, as an adult, you should not be blaming.
Don't you have something else to talk about,
bruh?
You're right.
As an adult, you should not be blaming your behavior on where stars existed hundreds of years ago in that moment of a snapshot before you were like, come on, bro.
That star might not even be there.
Right. That star might not exist anymore.
Stop it.
Light years mean anyway. So next,
look, Jay said, especially if you yo, shut the fuck up, yo. Like, seriously, you want to hear that shit? Shut the fuck up. I want to hear that. Talk about comic books, nigga. You talking about comic books and movies.
I got into it to what about I wouldn't in public, I would probably have just said the word friend, but we ain't never been friends. We've been associates. Right. I knew him since high school. I got into it with him one year because he did something like he posted this video of some atheist saying something, and like he tagged me in it.
See, and I'm like, yo, why? Yo,
why would you tag me in this particular thing? Like, what the fuck are you doing? So I proceeded to just make fun of him. Like,
I would have too. I'd have trolled the fuck out of him.
Like, what are you
tagging me in that shit for?
We've never had a conversation about this. We've never once had a conversation about this particular topic. Why are you tagging me in it? But anyway, that's a whole nother story. All right. Am I the asshole for not giving my stepsister part of my dad's inheritance? Next. Throw away for privacy. My 20. Huh? All right. So generally when we're reading these Am I the Asshole posts, code that people use, I don't even know if you call it code, it's like shorthand. Shorthand that people use is a number and a letter. The number is the age, the letter is the gender. So 20F would normally mean 20-year-old female. But this sentence starts off with, my 20F dad passed away recently. Somebody help me. Am I missing something? Like, am I off? Something's wrong with this, the way that this is structured, right? Because I'll continue. My 20th dad passed away recently, and my family is expecting me to share my inheritance with my stepsister. I'm guessing the stepsister is 20 years old. That's the only thing I can get from this. But anyway, my mom and dad divorced when I was 12. He discovered my mom cheating on him with my stepdad. My mom and stepdad got married, and he brought my stepsister. No, she's not 20. He brought my stepsister, Stella, 17 female. No, I thought that too, Chrissy, but it says she's 17. Anyway, I'll just keep reading. And he brought my stepsister, Stella, 17 female, into the marriage. We don't have a good relationship. I've always viewed them both as the home wreckers that ruined my family and upheaved my life. My dad made good money and put a lot away from me since I don't have any siblings. He was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago and started putting money away into specific accounts for major events in my life: college, wedding, first home, etc. When he passed, everything went to me. Every single thing he owned. When the dust finally settled with his funeral arrangements, I was left with his house, vehicles, and some stocks and bonds, along with the money from his 401k, Roth IRA, life insurance policy, and his savings accounts, and his cat. About a week ago, why did you feel the need to say that? About a week ago, my stepsister, I'll call her Stella. You already called her Stella.
Stella!
What's going on? Anyway, I'll call her
She
Stella.
seems real confused, but
Yeah. Approached me asking if I'd use some money I inherited to pay for her college, because our parents fall under the make too much money for financial aid, according to the government, but not enough to actually pay for her college umbrella. She would have to take out loans. I told her no. And when she argued, I told her that when her dad died, she could do whatever she wanted with the money she got from him. But until then, she'd be finding her own way to pay for college. My parents approached me later asking me to reconsider because I didn't need all this money, and that my dad would want me to be generous with it. I told him to fuck off, that he wouldn't want his ex-wife's affair partner's kid to benefit anything from his death.
You don't need all this money.
Yeah, that's what they said.
That's weird. That's weird. Wait a minute, hold up. I'm confused. Had an affair. That child isn't his biological nothing, is it?
No.
Oh, okay, continue.
That child is the person he had an affair with and then married's child.
Okay, continue.
He wanted me to be generous with him. I told him that fuck off and that he wouldn't want his ex-wife's affair partner's kid to benefit anything from his death, and that if he wanted me to do anything specific with it, he had 5 years to either tell me or write it down somewhere. They said that if I wasn't going to be a good sister, I could go live elsewhere. So I did just that. She had money. What you talking about, bitch?
Yeah.
I got money. What do you mean? I can get help. The fuck you talking about? So I just did that. I loaded the stuff that I had been keeping at my mom's house and took everything back to my dad's house. I've gotten texts from all three of them, as well as my mom's relatives and some people in my stepdad's family, saying that I'm selfish and inconsiderate and that I should just do one kind thing for my stepsister. Am I an asshole? Fuck no.
No.
Not at all.
Not even.
Ain't no way in the world. Listen, that is your money.
If look, I'm gonna keep this really sweet and simple because I've gone through this sort of thing.
Oh, hold on real quick. I understand now, Chrissy. She's the 20-year-old female.
Yes, and she just worded it.
She's the 20-year-old female.
Yeah, but let me tell you, I've been through the shit when my stepdad passed. He had a will, and shit was marked out for who gets what.
Yeah.
This was his intention.
Yeah.
This is what he fucking wanted.
Right.
One of the things I love about my stepdad the most, he took care of my moms. Through hella high water. We are finding out things that he took care of because he knew he was dying. Yeah. And it just pops up like, oh no, but that would have been a problem, but he already.
No, nigga, that's this exact story.
Like, he knows he was of sound mind, if not sound body. He knew who was getting what and why. So when that house went to his wife, and all that other stuff went to his wife. That was his intent. It's in his fucking will. I'm not giving you shit. Oh, let me take that back. I will give you shit and push you in it. I'm not giving you nothing. And it's particularly her particular attitude about the thing that broke up her, whatever. She needs healing for that. She need to go and get some therapy, whatever. But that don't change the fact that this was given to me. And
Listen.
you motherfuckers running around here talking about I don't need all that. Who says that? I'm gonna tell you, if this ain't $100 billion, I need all that, homie.
All that.
All that. All that.
Listen, ain't no way in the world. All right, so if I'm answering the question of if she should, oh shit, hold up, something happened.
Right here,
If I'm
Mike.
answering-
Right here, Mike. So if I hit the lottery and I take care of my kids and the people I care about, I don't care how close family you think we are. If I don't feel the same, you ain't getting a cent. And here, to this point, there are family members. Man, don't come on my listen. Let me get the bag tomorrow. There's shit that this man, people gonna be like, yo, but you ain't know him, but he's still getting it.
Thanks. It don't matter how I feel. This was this person's intention.
Right.
Clearly stated. It will be one thing if there's no will, none of that. That's different.
That's different.
Then you're left to assume. Okay, cool. However, if there is explicitly stated instructions,
He said what he said.
that's what needs to be followed.
He said what he said. So
So
you ain't getting shit.
do I think that she should give her sister any money? I'm not going to say no.
Mhm.
I'm going to say she should be able to do
If she wants
whatever
to.
the fuck she wants to do
If she wants
with what is left to her.
yeah.
What do you mean if I don't do it, I can stay? Don't you know he gave me his house?
Yeah. Y'all can get the fuck
I
out.
don't need to, like, what are you talking about? I'll just stay at the house by myself.
Yes. And I
What
got
are we
money.
talking-
I have
Yeah.
money.
I don't understand. Like, I don't,
What are you
anyway.
fucking talking about?
So, of course, I'm going to look for the people who say you're the asshole. This first one was funny. Not the asshole for the money in the moving bits. You're the asshole for not posting the cat pics.
Right.
Yeah, okay. There was only 3. You're the asshole, to be clear. You're not the asshole because you didn't want to share your money. That's yours to do with as you see fit. You are the asshole for blaming your mother's infidelity on your stepsister. That's not what happened. That's not what
What are
happened.
you talking about?
She had nothing to do with the affair. By your own standards, your father wouldn't want you to have any of his money because you are the daughter of a person who stepped out on his marriage. See how dumb it sounds? Except that's his daughter.
There's a will. And that's his daughter.
Yeah.
Shut up,
What the
nigga.
fuck are you talking about? I hate people. And the next one. Even though your feelings about your stepsister and the family situation are valid, refusing to help her with college when you have the means might come off as spiteful. It's understandable to be upset, but using your inheritance to help someone in need could be a generous gesture that doesn't change your personal
Who said?
situation.
Whoa.
It's
Who
worth
says?
considering if holding on to this resentment is worth potentially straining family relationships further.
First
Fuck
of all,
all that.
Who says she won't be helping somebody misfortunate?
Right.
It won't be her.
It's gonna be her.
Get the fuck out of here. We're not doing it. Look,
And hold it, yo. We are forgetting one key thing.
what's that?
He knew he had cancer for years and started saving up money to give to his daughter. If he felt that it should go to someone else, he would have put money aside for that other person.
Yo, this is 100%. This is so close to the situation with my stepdad. He knew he had cancer. He knew he was dying. Whether or not he knew it was in every brain, lungs, all that. Whether he knew all that, I don't know. But he knew he had that, and he put things in place. So he was of sound mind. We not doing that. He said what he said, and that's it. That's it. Like you said earlier, had it been a case there was no will, nothing written down,
That's different.
you would assume, then you could probably go back and forth with that, whatever. But this is not the case.
Right.
This is not the case. He knew who the fuck he wanted to get what, and he gave who he wanted to have what. And that's it. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna fuck. And she does
y'all
that.
Don't know her situation. Y'all don't know her relationship with this stepsister.
Nope. That's the other
Didn't
thing.
state it.
Y'all act like they've been cool. Let me tell you, for years, I didn't know. I knew they wasn't super close, but I didn't know that it was animosity between my biological sister and my stepsister because I wasn't present. I wasn't around. I moved. For some of those conversations, I wasn't there for that. I didn't find out that till after my dad died, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, I'm like, oh no, my sister slapped shit out of her quite a few times. And I saw at the funeral when my cousins needed to be restrained. You know what I'm saying? like for the book. So again, I didn't know.
Right.
And we don't know. We don't know
Nope.
what the fuck. Nah. Mm-mm.
And
Give her shit and push her in it.
They was both teenagers during the time that this happened.
Oh, bruh.
And there's a 3-year difference. Like, nah, we don't know. We don't know how their relationship went.
We don't.
We have no idea. Like, they might, like, nigga, if you in a time of need, you might ask an enemy for some help.
Yes. But
so we don't know that they're not.
We don't know. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm all for the blurring of lines because family don't begin and end with blood.
Facts.
So I've told my kids aren't blood brothers and sisters, but they brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an expectation for me and their mom that they take care of each other.
Facts.
Don't let each other go out like Willie Lump Lump. You know what I'm saying? There's an expectation for that. When the day comes, when I'm the fuck up out of here, what Siobhan get, Malik get. Like that's it. But you can't, if there's a will that clearly stated a certain fucking thing, this man knew what the fuck he was doing, and that's it. So when y'all say your father would want, that's not what the will said.
Not what the will said.
The will said what he wanted. Fuck out of here.
He was aware that this girl existed.
Yeah.
He was aware she was about college age.
Yeah.
If he cared that much, he would have set up a college fund for her. Except he didn't.
Weird ass niggas, yo. Weird.
All right, last one. Am I the asshole for not giving my stepdaughter an inheritance? That's funny. My 32. All right, people are doing this weird. This person is a 32-year-old female.
I knew that's what you was talking about.
This person is a 32-year-old female. Her husband passed away earlier this year. Children, 6 female, 3 male. And I inherited his entire estate, which in total is worth almost $1 million. When he was in high school, my husband had a child, 16 female, with his girlfriend at the time. He broke up with his girlfriend once he found out she was pregnant, saying he wasn't ready to be a father yet. He visited her maybe once every few years when he was alive. My stepdaughter and her mother are very poor. They have...
Wait a minute. So that daughter is his biological?
Yes.
Yo, just bounced.
My stepdaughter and her mother are very poor. They have struggled financially ever since my husband's death, as they no longer receive child support. They're struggling to pay rent and risk. What is going on? And risk getting evicted. My stepdaughter reached out to me begging for her share of the inheritance. I feel bad for her, but my husband clearly stated in his will that he wanted to leave his estate to me and my children only. I barely even know my stepdaughter, and I don't think it's my responsibility to take care of her. She's furious with me, calling me a heartless gold digger and saying that giving her money was the least I could do to make up for years of neglect. Am I the asshole? This is a completely different situation.
Let me just say this. That's why when you first said that that he said that he wasn't ready to be a father or husband or whatever.
Yeah.
So he I don't give a fuck.
Gift? No, I don't give a fuck what you ready for, nigga.
You didn't have to marry her, but you had to be a father.
You did this.
Are you fucking crazy? Is that what you're doing?
That's hold up. Something's wrong here. Maybe I'm off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it seem that there should be some type of law, and if you're on child support when you die, that some of that money got to go to the kid?
I don't know that it is, but it should be.
Because that's crazy.
It's crazy to me. Yo, you bounced.
And she only 16.
You just said, listen what this motherfucker said, that he got the girl pregnant, and then he bounced on it saying he wasn't ready to be in a relationship or whatever. But that means you bounced on the kid too. You bounced on the kid.
Right.
Now you can say, look, me and you, this ain't gonna be nothing. But that's my I don't get you motherfuckers who walk the earth knowing you got a seed out there and you have nothing. I don't understand y'all at all.
Nah, that's crazy to me.
I don't understand y'all. There's nothing about that. I try to find ways that could be relatable. Maybe there's this, that. I don't, there's nothing that could drag me away from my fucking kid. I don't care how much of an asshole she is.
Right.
You're going to have to fight me.
Right.
We're going to be in court over and 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 over.
Yeah.
You're not keeping me from mine.
That's crazy. Because she said that he was on child support. So
Wow.
something
Wow.
is off here. First of all, he's the asshole.
Yes. Yes.
Second of all, I kind of feel like you're for a little bit.
I do
Because if it's close to $1 million, you can't slide them a few months rent.
Yeah. Yo, I feel like, right? I feel like because you were able to tell us this situation, you know already that the motherfucker that you married and had a kid with was a piece of shit when he was younger because he rolled out on that kid. You know this. You know the story.
And your children are young.
Yeah.
Your oldest child is 6.
Yeah.
You can put a good amount of money away for them that will grow.
Sure will.
Save some money that's just for y'all three and y'all living expenses and
And
shit.
keep them from being.
And go ahead and slide them
keep them from being.
a year or two, close to $1 million a year, maybe, of rent.
Yeah,
like
they could do that.
You can't do that. Like, that's crazy.
You could do that. And then whatever happens, if her mom do something goofy after that with that, then that's on her. She did that. But you,
yes, absolutely.
Your conscience
You
should
did
be
your
clear
part.
on that.
Right.
And by the way,
I'm not saying that you should stay around and raise that dog. I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying that either. But I will say that if that is the last one of the last things that man left on this planet, and you had a good relationship with him, and he was obviously paying child support,
right?
You could at least do that. A year. Here's a year. Figure something out.
Oh, okay. Somebody says in California, child support is the responsibility of the estate. Now I don't know that they're in California, but she said that the person says boys and moms, so it's a she. She says, in my state, California, child support is the responsibility of the estate. I know this from personal experience. Your stepdaughter's mom could take legal action.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
We don't know if they're in California, though.
Right. We don't know if they're in California.
If they're in California, then, yeah, you need to.
And in my experience, and by experience, I mean anecdotal evidence, because I ain't got no kids.
Right.
But in my experience,
raise kids, nigga.
Yeah, but that's different. That's wholly different. I ain't never seen a situation where willingly, fairly giving is going to hurt more than legally mandated.
Facts. Because trust me when I tell you, when the judge say, "Oh, you gonna do it," and you gonna do it this way, that shit gonna sting harder. It's gonna sting harder because they're gonna knock the bottom out your boat. I guarantee you. Yeah, this right here, Mike. Well, actually, GA too. These niggas is cowards.
Yeah.
And Mike, I never understand men who bounce on their kids, either in presence or monetarily. And there's even men who argue they can abort the kid out of their lives physically and financially. Zero respect for me. Get the fuck out of it. Yo, I don't get. Then these some of the same motherfuckers, because we've seen this before too. Same motherfuckers that are political beasts. They go out there, they get involved with politics, they do all this some shit. And they're the ones talking about how bad society is. So you need to elect me so I can help you fix this. You know, one of the things that makes society bad when you goofy ass motherfuckers don't take responsibility for your fucking kids. That's one of the things that makes society bad because these broken kids, in a lot of cases, grow up to become broken adults.
Thanks. But here's the thing: there's another aspect of this that might not morally people might have an issue with, but you can give up your rights.
You can.
The fact that you were on child support means you never gave up your rights.
You're right. Exactly.
So, nigga. Somebody says, wow, I'm going against the grain saying not the asshole. Your husband may have been one, but I don't think carrying out his will as he intended makes you one. Let's stop there, because I'm glad that we had the one before this.
Mhm.
Because in that one, I clearly said the father's will was his fucking will. Now that money is the daughter's. If she chooses to,
Exactly.
she can help out her stepsister.
Exactly. If
Same here. If she chooses to, she can help out her stepdaughter. She absolutely can. Her helping out her stepdaughter does not violate the intention of the will. in any way,
It sure
shape, or
doesn't,
form.
because she got the money
She got the money.
already. That fulfilled whatever that will shit was.
Strangers online don't get to judge exactly why he didn't want to leave them.
I get the
That's the fuck we do.
I get the judge. Hold on, hold. First of all, a stranger online don't get to tell me who I get to judge.
That's
Fuck.
funny.
Fuck you.
Maybe they are terrible people that were always trying to get his money, and the mom was a gold digger that got pregnant intentionally to try to get him to marry her. Maybe he's a deadbeat asshole that left them out for no reason. My point is, we don't know the exact situation, and you might not, as he may not have discussed his exact reasons with you, as having an unwanted child could have been embarrassing, and he may not have wanted to discuss the details. Carrying out a person's last wishes in the will is an important duty, and you are not the asshole for doing as he wanted. No legal or moral obligation to do so, in my opinion. Don't let strangers tell you otherwise, because no one knows exactly why he chose not to include them. We can assume he was an asshole, but we don't know his reasons.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I ain't jacking that. I'm not jacking
That's
that.
not how any of this works.
I'm not jacking that. No. I hope you no longer can sleep at night. Seriously.
Yeah.
Fuck that. No.
That's
I
why.
swear I hope they're in California or in some state where the estate has to. I swear, yo. Need to knock the bottom out that boat. Hit that piggy bank up. Hit that piggy bank up.
Oh, this other one makes even less sense. Oh, I have a headache now, so I have to share it with you guys. Not the asshole, your deceased husband made a decision concerning the child he had as a teenager. He also made it clear in his will that he did not want to leave any part of his estate to the child or the mother. She is 16, and child support would have ended in 2 years. He did pay child support and fulfilled his obligation to them when he was alive. You should not feel guilty for keeping what is yours and your children's. Their situation is not your fault, nor are you responsible for them.
No, he didn't.
First of all, we don't know that he clearly stated he didn't want them to have
He
the
didn't
money.
say anything.
All we know is that he didn't leave the money.
Right. So also, here's the other thing about that too. You're saying that he may have been an asshole. So, no, he was 100%.
Oh no, he's an asshole. Yeah.
We're not doing that.
If you had enough money and resources to leave behind $1 million, I feel like your child shouldn't be about to be evicted.
No.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Also, here's the other thing. He said he fulfilled his responsibility until he was alive.
No.
She was still a minor when he died.
Yeah. There's still years.
Yeah.
It's only 2 years. There's still years.
And it's
years,
conditional too, because if she goes to college in a lot of states, he's
Uh-huh.
still responsible for that child support. So nah, nigga, no.
These motherfuckers bugging.
Fuck out of here.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely well. Again, he's 100% the asshole.
Yes.
You might be the asshole.
Yeah.
You might be the asshole because you could decide to help out.
Could decide to help, man.
It doesn't. In her thing, it didn't sound like she was like super against helping out. It just seemed like I don't think I want to.
Here's something to consider. So you'll be dead, and your child and that other child who are siblings will still be around.
Yeah.
Think about shit more than yourself.
Yeah.
Because their relationship ain't your relationship.
Right.
And you don't know what's going to happen in the future. But she might need her sister.
Facts.
Sister might need her.
Facts.
You doing that goofy shit to this girl's sister. What if your daughter looks back on that and goes, damn, she really shitted on my sister. She really shitted on my sister.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't. It just don't sit right with me. Talking about you don't got no more. No, you. It's not an obligation, but there is something morally that should be leading you to
Yeah.
help out your damn
Yeah.
stepdaughter. Like,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
That's
Something
your-
morally should be
That's your
tugging at
kid's
you.
sister. That's
Right.
your kid's sister. So think about
100%.
that.
Like, that's just that's not cool. That's not cool.
It's not.
But yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
We want to thank all of you for once again joining us for another rousing edition
Yeah.
of the Black Culture Geeks podcast. Your
Mhm.
continued participation every weekend with us is what allows us to continue to do the show. It inspires us to come up here and talk some shit for 3 hours. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Also, please recognize there is always music.
Oh,
Past
yeah.
music, upcoming music, music that is right there for the taking. Broken, if you haven't heard it, it's still streaming on all streaming platforms. Just got
Hold
a fucking message about some of these platforms after the motherfuckers. The fuck is wrong with them? But anyway, also special shout out to my man GA. He has music as well. Go over there in Bandcamp and check that shit out. Special shout out to my brother Evil, because it was a post that he made earlier today that inspired my my weekly deaffirmation.
Word.
So shout out to him. He also got a freestyle up on his artist page. Go check that out. Friday freestyles. Do not forget my sister, his significant other, Chrissy's podcast, Heard It Through the Grapevine. Go check that out. Also, Super Sci Guy and my man Hendrick. They got the Metas and Mutants thing going on right there, talking about comic books every week. So go and check that shit out as well. Also, those of you that are into wrestling, SummerSlam is at 4 p.m. East Coast. Yeah. So if you want to catch it, go over there to Peacock. You know what I'm saying? Go watch that shit.
Thanks.
Trying to think, is there anything else? Oh, Graydon Square also has music. And him and I have a song that is supposed to be coming out at some point. I'll give you more data on that as I get it and shit. But anyway, for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone's the Dead Man. And for the greater multi-world entertainment family, we are out.
Peace.